Good evening, everyone. This is Ryan Cottrell bringing Geek Spiel's Table Crashers to you live. If you haven't been with us before, Geek Spiel is a PG-13 gaming community. We're all inclusive, so even if you spill your drinks near my games, I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. You can still join us. So, joining me tonight is Mr. Chris Walters. Hashtag Other Chris. How you doing tonight, Chris?
I'm doing great. You finally get to hear or see the bearded man behind the wonderful voice. So
Great. And Chris, you're going to be on tonight to speak about Geek Spiel On Air.
yeah, for sure. So we're starting a new show on Sunday, and we'll talk a little bit about it throughout the show. But yeah, we're starting it up, and so that's kind of our kicker in tonight. Is we're going to talk a little bit about it.
Great. When's it going to be on?
It's going to be on Sunday at 9 Eastern, I believe. You can tell I clearly know my own show, right? Yes, 9 Eastern.
Mhm.
Similar to Table Crashers, just on Sundays.
Great. Well, how long of a show can we expect?
It's gonna be. It kind of depends. If you get me on a roll, I might be tonight. No, it's myself and a couple other folks. Gonna have a little bit of a rotating panel each week, and
Cool.
I think the goal is anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And like I said, we're gonna pose some questions and we're gonna talk about it.
And we've kind of teased it, but we haven't really touched on it. So, what exactly is the subject matter going to be?
Well, we kind of bounced around a couple ideas, and I think we're still trying to figure things out for sure. But we'll talk a little bit about table crashers of the week previous. So maybe one of our panelists is the guest of the night of the previous show. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We've talked, maybe it's about a Kickstarter that's coming up, or your favorite game that's about to be on your bookshelf or on your gaming shelf. One that's highly anticipated, a hot topic in gaming, whether it's your favorite type of game, a game that really just drives you bonkers. Maybe it's this week, actually, one of the things I really want to talk about is how do you get your friends who don't board game to board game? So, what are some good games to start with? What are some fun, easy ways to kind of hop right into it with a group of folks that aren't typically used to games outside of your traditional Monopoly, Uno, Phase
Right.
10, stuff like that.
Great. So, and I'm seeing in my notes that this is going to be a very interactive show, and there's going to be Twitter polls and crowd communicate or crowd participation.
Yeah, so the host and the panelists will have Twitch going the whole time. So we're gonna be very intentional about if someone says, "Oh, my favorite game is Settlers of Catan, but not the base game. I have to play Cities and Knights." We're gonna see that, and so we're also gonna pull that out and talk about it and interact with the audience. We're gonna put some Twitter polls out. Most likely, this one's gonna be showing up on Friday or Saturday, and it's gonna just pose a general question, and we're hoping that half a couple days before, sometime during the show, we'll go ahead and answer it, show what the audience says. But just using it as a type of conversation, I think one of the things that we've talked about with the show that we really want to be intentional about is, yes, we're going to make it kind of podcast friendly, audio only, but we're streaming it on Twitch and we're putting it into VODs. And so I think the important piece is that we want it to be interactive. We want it to be live. So whether that's, gosh, I just got a brand new game off of Kickstarter and that art is beautiful. Like, I want to show it in front of the camera. I want you all to see it. I want you to see the cards, the pieces, maybe the rare metallic coin that you got from the bonus part of the Kickstarter. We want it to be something that is interactive, and it isn't just a bunch of floating heads up here talking about stuff that you all may not care about, or you want to switch it slightly differently, or you have that really burning question, and your only access to folks who call themselves board game experts is this random Twitch channel. And so you want to be able to ask that question that you don't have a community you can ask it to. So yeah, we want it to be live, we want it to be interactive, and we want folks to be able from square one to make this channel just like our Discord, just like Table Crashers. We want to make sure it's something that the community is involved in too. So
Right. And speaking of the community, and you mentioned our Discord server, and want to make sure that everybody knows that in the Twitch feed here, there is a link that you can get to our Discord server, join in on the conversations, join in on the games, join in on the fun. It's a blast in there. Um, since I'm on the topic, you can also find us on Facebook and YouTube just by searching for Geek Spiel. You can join us on Twitter at the Geek Spiel. That's there's a "the" in there, well, so at the Geek Spiel. And you can also find us on geekspiel.com. So, and Geek Spiel On Air is going to be available there as well, right?
Yes, yeah, it will be.
Great. So, tell me about what we have coming up this Saturday.
Oh, okay. I was like, what do we have coming up this Saturday? Well, so again, I think one of the things that Geek Spiel really prides itself on is that we kind of have this impromptu community of board gamers and tabletop RPGers. And so we wanted an opportunity for folks to just jump in and play these games that we show off. And so on Saturday, we're going to have a little bit of a mini tournament. Signups are through our Discord, I believe.
Yes. Through
Yeah,
our
so
Discord server, and we have a room called, let me see if I can find it. Learn, Play, Win. So go into Learn, Play, Win and type in register, and you'll be registered to join in the tournament on Saturday.
Yeah, so we'll have a couple of tables. We're going to showcase our game that one of our Discord members, and we actually played last week, Royal. So we're going to play a couple of rounds of that and just have some folks interact with each other, have a good time, learn a new game. We're doing it out of TTS, Tabletop Simulator. So I think that's going to be also fun for folks that also a requirement for folks, but that's going to be something fun that we're going to that's the medium we put a lot of our games through, whether it's through Table Crashers or through the random games on the random pickup games. And so something to kind of practice those skills for folks that aren't familiar with the software and so on.
And speaking of how sleek and everything is, I've had a quick look at the Battlestar Galactica game that we'll be playing here shortly. It looks really good. So, and you're a veteran of this game, are you not?
Yeah, so I love a big. So I actually got my board gaming career started with the traditional monopolies and so on. But when I was in college, I started moving to the crunchy Euro style worker placement, so on and so forth. And with my gaming group, we always loved games that are just dripping with theme. And gosh, Battlestar Galactica does that. If you haven't watched the show, yeah. If you haven't watched the show, you don't need to. You literally play this game. And it feels like every turn is a new episode of this show. It's so thematic. It really feels like you're just a member of the crew and you're playing the game. So yeah, no, I've played this game. Our gaming crew that I have locally have been playing this game, gosh, monthly, sometimes twice a month. For almost an entire year. We've run through the expansions and everything. So I'm not saying I have an advantage tonight, but I am saying I'm really good at throwing people under the bus. And so I know Carnage is going to have to watch out because I'm definitely going to call him a Cylon at least 100 times. That
at
big
least
frickin' toaster that he is.
And let's go ahead and get over into the game. Speaking of which, let's get over into Tabletop Simulator. Let's pull everybody into the game room. Looks like we're looking at the table now. Going around the table. So in green, I have myself. In blue, we have Tiny Rhino. That is #OtherChris with us. We also have in red, Taurine25. That is Frank Orsina, correct?
Orsina.
Orsina, I'm sorry, I messed that one up. Dr. Zero, Mr. Jason Orsina. I got it right for Jason at least.
Thanks.
That's all that matters.
And over here in white, we have our regular digital Carnage himself.
How's it going? I just would like to point out, as of this moment in time, I am not a Cylon.
I think we could all say that at this moment in time,
I can vouch for
Cylon.
that. He's not a Cylon, yeah.
I can't believe you dirty fracking toaster. I don't know that for sure.
That's the second reference already tonight, and I'm so
This
happy.
is great. Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing started, Chris.
Okay, so gosh, this is a game with a lot of rules, so I do recommend that you look at that. We've done a little bit of practice with the crew here tonight, a couple days before. So we went ahead and did a couple of setup pieces. And Tabletop Simulator actually has a really amazing board with all of the expansions included. It's a workshop in here, so again, feel free to hop on that and play. But essentially, how Battlestar works is we are all members of the crew. Here in a second, we'll pick a particular character, and they have some abilities and stuff, and we'll go through it kind of as the game goes. But essentially, a turn works as you either get to play a card or move to a space on the board and perform an action. Once you have done that, you get to essentially play a crisis card, which is kind of the, again, when I mentioned like each turn is an episode, that is the oh crap moment of the round. And again, you kind of play through that. We'll talk through that mechanic here in a second, but then it flips to the next person. And we just keep going and going and going until we either die because the Cylons have run us out of one of these resources here at the top.
And we can see they're already sitting in front of us.
Yeah, they're the Centurions are over here, kind of just hanging out and intimidating us right now. But if we either lose that way, we lose if Galactica is damaged too much, or the humans. And I keep saying we because clearly I'm a human. The humans reach the destination, which we'll talk about that mechanic as the game goes forward. So, yeah, I mean. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's hard sometimes to talk about these rules without seeing them, so I think we're kind of going to go through that first.
All right, so is the next step character
it
selection?
Sure is. Yeah, so how we're going to do this is we'll have everyone roll the dice over here, and whoever's highest will start, and then we'll rotate clockwise. But essentially the rules are you get to pick from one of these 4 categories, any of the characters in that as the first player. And then once a character has been taken from one of the rows, that row is eliminated until it is equal to or the highest set remaining. So for some reason, someone starts with this political track and takes out one of the characters. They are not eligible to pick a political character until the military and the tactical military leader and the pilot have been dropped to 2 as well. So let's go ahead and roll to see who goes first.
And then I'll go ahead and roll first.
Characters.
7.
I'll roll here. Oh, and there. Oh, okay. Chris is bumping the board over there.
It's Jason, and now
4.
we have Frank.
Frank, roll.
I did. It was a 7.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to bump it up a few times there. Perfect.
Gosh,
I got still a 7. Okay, great.
No,
We got
that was
7s
me.
all over the place.
You know what? Just what a Cylon would get. I'm just pointing out.
Ah.
All 3 of us? All right, I'll go ahead and
Yes.
roll again. I'm not
there it
going
is.
first.
I used my roll command to get a 7.
A few times.
That's better.
But it's not an 8.
It's a 3.
All right. Looks like we had about 10 seconds of silence there. We had a malfunction back at the mothership, but looks like we're back up and running again. Sorry for that, folks. Didn't miss any Cylon jokes, I promise.
All right. Carnage, I think you still need a roll.
I rolled a 7.
Oh, okay. Well, then, did you roll the second time? Because you
No.
tied?
I'll do another one here. Sorry.
All right. Go ahead. Okay. Well, you're tied with Frank, it looks like, with a 3. Gosh, we're really great at rolling tonight. So, yeah. And we're done. That's our show.
Rolled a 3 again.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Yay.
We have a
So-
winner.
Carnage is going to start us off. Chris, you get to pick one character from any of these 4 rows. So every character is essentially available to you right now. Oh, he's going for Chief.
There's the Cylon.
Yeah, we made a joke at the beginning that whoever picks Chief, because someone asked me strategies, and I said, "Well, I like picking Chief because if I'm a Cylon, then I can kind of screw everyone over." So we've decided that Chris is now a Cylon.
Even though there's no way for us to know that yet.
No, there is. I'm just magical. Frank, it is your turn. Why don't you go ahead and pick, and you can pick any of these 9 up here currently.
Okay, because I'm so handsome.
All right, way to pick that raging alcoholic.
And then I'm up next, yes?
Yes, I believe so.
I want to grab Starbuck.
No, Jason's next. Get back. Give him. Stop that.
No.
I was totally going for Starbuck because I still remember the original series, but just because you want it, I'm not going to do that to you, Ryan. I'll take Baltar because he's just obnoxious.
So sweet.
Okay. And now you do have Starbuck available.
All right.
I think I'm going to pick Daddy Odama. Because who doesn't love Daddy Odama? So, a couple of things we need to do here to start. You're going to place your all's marker at the bottom of your player card. There is it's a setup underneath your weakness. It says setup, and there's a place to start. So you're going to start on that location on the game board. Okay. And because we have Gaius Baltar, we are going to add a card, specifically a human card, to the loyalty deck. I'm going to explain that a little bit here. How you pick who's a Cylon is kind of this randomization over here to the left of either being a human, being a Cylon, or a sympathizer. Depending on the number of players, you add a set of cards. And so we went ahead and made this deck up already tonight. So there's 11 cards in it, 2 Cylons. So there will be 2 Cylons tonight. And then because of Gaius, we add an additional card because at the beginning rounds, Jason will pick 2 loyalty cards. So again, the higher chance of him being a fracking toaster.
He already fracking nuked our homeworld.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and deal card to everyone. Do not reveal this card. Do not pull it out of your hand. And then, Jason, actually, if you want to draw a second card out of there, out of the top. No.
Oh.
Whatever you just did, don't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Put that card back.
I have to flip it first. There we go. All right.
Oh, okay. I thought you pulled that from the wrong deck. No, you're fine then. Never mind.
So you want me to take it back?
Yes, you take that back. My bad. I thought it's my screen showed that you pulled it from the sympathizer deck. So.
Oh, I thought I pulled it from the right deck.
You did. You did.
Okay.
Fine.
I think he wanted you to pull it from the Cylon deck.
I know. That's what I'm feeling like.
Okay. And to look at the player cards really quick, something to note is that if you start, and we'll look at my player card, there is a 1 time per round bonus that you can do. There is a 1 time per game ability that you can do. And then there's a permanent weakness that you have. So my 1 per game turn game is when I draw a crisis card. All of my ones, everyone's 1 card, strength cards, count positively for the skill check. Once per game, after resolving a skill check, I can essentially take a bunch of cards that I want. And then I am emotionally attached. That's my weakness. You may not activate the Admiral Quarters location. So we all have a weakness. It's something to kind of keep in mind, and we'll reference kind of as we play the game. So I pretty much think that's it. We decided that Chris was starting, right?
I think so.
Rolls, I think so, yeah.
Okay, so Chris, you were going to draw no cards.
Yay.
At least right this second. Everyone else, you get to draw 3 cards. They from these skill check cards here, they have to correspond to the colors on your card. So for example, on my card, I can pick either green or purple, and I can pick any combination as long as it adds up to 3. So I'm going to take 2 green and a purple. And everyone else do the same based on the colors that you're allowed to draw. And then once everyone has done that, let's see, we do not have Elo on the board. So Chris, once everyone's done, you can draw. Now you're going to draw your 5, but you're going to do based on what your character card says.
Okay. But apparently I am also reckless, which means I only have 8 cards instead of 10.
Yes, but 5 is less than 10. So
yeah, well, yeah. Is everyone drawn?
I think everyone has, yeah.
Okay, so in this case, just to verify, I draw 1 political card, 2 leadership cards, and 2 engineering cards, right?
Let me check. Let me see what you got. Yes, 1 politics, 2 leadership, and 2 engineering.
Leadership.
So the normal turn of the game, you're going to draw the actual total of cards on your player character card, right? Okay.
Yep.
And is there a limit to how many you can have in your hand by the end of your turn?
10. So if you were...
Copy.
You actually have to discard... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you, at the end of your turn you are above 10, you discard down.
From my understanding, it's at the end of anyone's turn. Any player above 10 must discard. According to the rules I was reading.
Okay. Then you've read them most recently. I'll trust you on that. So Chris, you can move your character to any space on the player board. If you want to move up to Colonial 1, which is the ship,
you have to discard a skill card.
You do. You have to discard a skill card. Or you can move to a space and play a skill card from your hand that has an action ability.
Okay. This is going to take me a little bit longer because I have to read through these cards to see what they do.
Yep.
So if you're moving spaces on the ship, you either have to use a skill card and discard it without use, unless you have an action one, in which case you don't discard a card for the movement.
No. If you're staying on the ship that you are currently on, so if I'm, as Daddy Odama, if I'm in my Admiral quarters and I want to move to the armory, I don't have to discard a card. You get an automatic free movement. But if I'm going to jump between ships, so if I'm going to jump up to Colonial 1, maybe the press room or President's quarters, I have to discard a card. If I'm up in the Colonial 1 and I want to drop down, I would have to discard a card there.
And same for launching Vipers.
No. If you're launching a Viper, you just have to be in. If you're launching which only is allowed by pilots with the fly ability, you have to be in the hangar.
Okay.
And
one thing I forgot to talk about is we have to assign leadership.
Oh, yeah.
So we have an admiral and a president for the game. And it goes, there's this handy dandy line of succession over here. The admiral is essentially your military leader. They have access to what are called nuclear weapons. And conveniently, William Adama is top of that list. So that's actually me.
Oh, how convenient.
Right. And then the
Who's
president
also a Cylon.
is, let's see, someone has Gaius, right?
Yeah. I think that would be me.
Jason, you are the president. You also...
Congratulations on the promotion.
It's essentially the president gets to play with this deck of cards called the Quorum deck. They're over here. You start the game drawing one of them. So go ahead and draw one into your hand.
Okay, I have one.
It does not count for your hand limit, but it essentially is an actionable card for you to play. And you can use a turn, your action, to draw a quorum card into your hand. So instead of, essentially, you have a bonus action of being able to draw or play those quorum cards.
And I can hold as many of those as I draw in my hand without penalty.
I believe so, yes. They do not count for your 10-card hand total based on my recollection. And
All right.
I get access to these wonderful nuclear weapons.
So, because part of my turn, I'm moving to the weapons control. I've moved myself, chief engineer, to weapons control so that I can attack one of these Cylon ships. Just because. I don't like them. They're there off our bow, and I don't like that.
Okay.
Now, you want to walk us through how to attack real quick? I'm pretty sure I just say, hey, I want to target this ship, this raider, and I roll the die, right?
Yeah, so it says Cylon ship, so you can attack the base star or one of these three. And essentially, yes, you say, I want to attack it, and there is a attack die over here. It's a D8. You'll roll that, and based on the number you roll, each of these ships have essentially a roll this number or higher, and it's destroyed. If you roll that number or higher, it is destroyed.
All right.
Do we have the weapons chart?
I think it's uh-oh. Where's the weapons chart? Is it under the succession reference?
Don't know.
No. Is it the loyalty reference underneath that? Or did it...
We probably deleted it.
Quick, someone Google this. The firing chart.
On top of it.
We can pull up a tablet real quick and put it on there.
We could. I have it pulled up.
All right, I want to attack a raider.
You're going to attack a raider, so you need to roll a 3 or higher to destroy a raider.
Okay. Seven.
Okay.
Well done.
One of the raiders is destroyed. I'll take it off.
Yes.
Here. Okay.
All right.
So you've moved and you've performed your action. Now we need to draw a crisis card.
Yes, unfortunately. All right.
So go ahead and draw one and place it over here in the purple little icon. Could be another labeled crisis card.
All right, I'm working on it. I got to move my camera. The current crisis is a water shortage.
Everyone move your hand off of it. We all want to read it.
I think that you and I can come up with some kind of an understanding. This is not the only crisis that I'm dealing with. The water shortage affects the entire fleet.
Right.
So we get so the president gets to choose.
Right. There are 3 types of crisis cards. There's a current person chooses, or a president chooses, or admiral chooses card. That means that person, whoever it dictates, picks. There's a skill card, which when we come to it, we'll play it. And there's also, I call them oh shit cards. But they're essentially like a Cylon attacks cards, and again, we'll play those.
This one kind of sucks because not only the president gets to choose -1 food, or the president discards 2 skill cards, and then the current player discards 3. But in addition, this activates the Cylon fleet, meaning that base star is now going to put 3 new fighters in play. Correct?
No, it's going to shoot.
Oh, it's going
that little icon. What he's talking about is the icon in the bottom left of the card. It's a little black symbol, a little black box, and it's got the base star with 3 little lightning bolts. It means that the base star attacks the ship.
That's amazing. So, Mr. President, what would you like to do? -1 food, or total discarding of 5 skill cards between you and me?
Well, this is a critical decision, much like the night before the Bay of Pigs, so there's no wrong answer.
There's definitely a wrong answer.
So
now our current food is at 8, so we have 8 currently.
Yes.
I'm picturing Humphrey Bogart and the Kane Mutiny. So I'm saying we're taking the cherries out of the food and getting rid of it to solve the crisis.
I don't like that choice.
It's a good thing you're not the president then.
Oh, gosh.
Cylons don't have to eat, do they?
Right, Cylons don't need to eat.
All right, who's going to take the food out?
I'll do it. So you take one of these. Oh,
Nope, just one, not the whole bag. Don't get rid of
lost
all of our
already.
food.
Cylon.
Okay, we currently have 7 food. Okay. So, and then the base star is going to attack. So since we don't have a revealed Cylon, just the secret one that is Chris and Jason.
They just made that decision.
Right. Chris, why don't you go ahead and roll the dice?
For the Cylon attacks.
Yep.
Why? Just so that you have more reason to call me a Cylon?
Well, I already know you're a Cylon.
I'm starting to agree.
All right,
And you need to be between a 4 and an 8 to damage the base, or
damage
to damage Galactica.
3.
Hey!
Woo!
All right, those toasters are kind of like stormtroopers, and they missed.
So that was a glancing blow.
Okay.
All flash.
So the crisis card has been played. So we will discard it. And then it is the next player's turn. So Frank, why don't you talk about, don't forget you have your in-game abilities and you also have your weakness. What is your weakness?
My weakness would be alcohol. Shocking there. So at start of the player, if I start of any player's turn, I can, if I only have one skill card, I must discard because of alcohol.
Okay. So that doesn't apply, but you do get to draw your 5 cards listed on your character sheet. So that's 2 leadership and 3 tactics.
Okay. Leadership is green.
Yes. Okay. And then you now have a movement and an action.
Now you said I don't have to move if I choose not to.
Yeah, if you want to use the what is that? The communications area?
The command area, and I can
Okay.
activate 2 unmanned vipers.
Okay, so yeah, you could stay there, and it's up to 2 unmanned vipers, so you can move 2 apiece, or you could move 1 twice. It is up to you.
Okay. And just move it together.
Okay, if that's what you want, yeah. So that's 1 activation.
Now, in the combat scenario, when you move 1 in, is there a counterattack automatically, or?
No. So if you move into this area, there's not an automatic attack, or a counterattack. You have to essentially expend an action to attack. So in its current state, nothing's happening right now. So you're not attacking and they're not attacking you.
Okay.
Well, where are the tokens for the people? They're missing.
The flight
Civilian
tokens.
ships?
We can just use that person.
Oh well, it doesn't matter because he's in command. He's not.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's fine.
Yeah, they're unmanned.
We can just use the player token too.
Now, that didn't use up my action points doing that, correct?
That was your action. Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. Excellent. Next on to Crisis.
Yeah, go ahead and draw yourself a crisis card. And put it over here in the current crisis space.
Quick pull. There you go.
Okay, so this is one of those cards that we call we're flipping it, a skill check. What this does is we have to beat a difficulty, which is up in the top left,
That's a
which
big
is a
one.
12.
That is a big one.
The colors underneath it are the cards that count positively to this. So essentially, starting with the person on the left, we get to add cards to this skill check with the skill cards from our hand. So, for example, if I wanted to add 3 cards, when it comes to me, I can just say, okay, I'm going to add 3 cards.
Correction. This is when you're. Sorry, I'm only say this because I was recently watching videos and watched everything about this. You have to be as vague as possible when you're saying how much you can contribute.
Right. So I was just thinking like strategically internally. Yes, we can talk about this skill check. So we can all go around and say who thinks they can contribute what. You don't speak in specific numbers, whether that's number of cards or strength value. You just say, I can contribute a little or a lot or a medium amount.
And how many cards can you contribute?
Whatever you want.
To as many, is it 3?
I think it's 3, yes. Sorry. Yeah, not as many as you want. Yep, up to 3 cards, I believe, is correct.
Okay.
Well, I can contribute a lot to this.
Okay. I've got a good amount as well, but I'm kind of a couple of turns away. So if I don't have to burn a whole lot of cards, I'd like to not and save them up.
I'm of absolutely no help whatsoever in this one.
I think it's important to know that if this one has a partial success, so if we could fail it outright, we get a negative food and a negative fuel. If we get at least to 9, we only lose 1 food, But if we pass it, nothing happens, which is better than losing stuff.
Which is pretty much the best case scenario in this game.
Should I move my cards over now?
So it starts with the person to your left. So actually,
okay, gotcha.
Jason is going to be the first one to put cards into this little.
Don't anyone place any cards yet? Please, no one place cards yet.
Oh, are you talking about the Destiny deck?
Well, it's no. So if anyone you can also play action cards against this to help
raise or lower the difficulty.
Exactly. And so I wanted to also point out that I can contribute quite a bit, but I also want to play my scientific research card, which will allow all engineering cards to count as a positive check. And then I'm going to use my character ability, which is Blind Devotion. But no, I'm not going to use that yet. Everyone go ahead and play your cards.
Okay.
Now I can be of help.
Well, I was just going to say, my unparalleled leadership is going to contribute a lot.
Okay.
So there you go. I had 2 cards in the pile.
Okay. And then Ryan, do you have cards to contribute?
I put 1 in.
Okay. We want to do this in order just so we're not like throwing them all in there. It sounds like everyone's got a lot of cards here, so I'm actually not going to contribute any. Yeah, I mean, you call me what you want, you fracking toaster.
Toaster.
All right, I'm going to place that
Chris,
in.
go ahead. Perfect.
Right.
And then, Frank, if you think we still need cards in to beat it, feel free to add some.
I will do so.
One thing that I didn't mention yet is we have at the top left corner what's called the Destiny deck. And it's kind of a random variant to the game. It's not a variant. It's a kind of a randomization to it. Essentially, how we created this is we pulled 2 cards from each of these piles down here, and we shuffled them up, and we put them in this stack of 10. Each skill check card, we go ahead and add those 2 of those cards to the check as well. So just know that we are going to have some random cards in here.
And we have way too many negative, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they could be negative.
And you shuffle the deck, yeah?
I did, yes.
I meant once you've got the stack from everybody, they get shuffled before turned out, right?
Don't reveal yet.
Yep. So I just shuffled them. Now there are cards out there that can affect before the skill check is totaled. So if anyone wants to play one of those, they can.
I'm going to play my Blind Devotion.
Well, hold on. Chris, didn't you play a card already?
Yeah, but I can use my character skill as well, right?
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, I thought you were going to use a second card.
Nope.
You can only use 1 card
yes.
Ability per skill check. So you can't I'm going to use strategic research and then I'm going to play another card to reduce the strength of the attack. So
Yeah, no, I'm just going to play my character ability.
Okay, what is that?
Blind Devotion. I get to claim a particular point thing, and say whether or not it's going one of these tactics. So since engineering is now included in there as a positive, I'm going to claim that piloting is any pilot skills count as 0.
Okay, and that is your once per game ability. So you
Oh, that's once
cannot-
per game?
Yes.
Oh, never
The
mind then. I
bottom-
don't want to do that.
Okay, the bottom one is once per game. The top one is your, and it
Ah,
says once per
Okay, my bad. I apologize. I don't want to do that.
game. Okay. So go ahead and I've shuffled them. We'll shuffle them a few more times. Go ahead and set them out so that we see if we can equal 12.
You said 2 columns, right?
Yeah,
First.
it works. It works better if you just put positives in one column and negatives in another. Math is easier that way. So, Chris, go ahead and flip those out.
Yeah, I'm a little lacking the skill.
Okay, that's
+1. Negative.
Okay, yeah. So move that over.
Boy, those just canceled out.
Positive.
Positive. Positive. Positive. Positive. Ooh, wow. We definitely beat this one.
Overkilled that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, yeah.
So it looks like we have 3, 5, which is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 19, 20. -1 is 19. So we got a 19, which passed. So
that
there's
was
no
way
effect.
overkill.
Yeah, a lot of overkill. So we're going to discard all of those cards. So just set them underneath their respective color piles. Now we look at the crisis card, and it tells us 2 things. Similar to the last card where it said attack based from the base star, there's a little icon on the bottom left. This is a heavy raider activation, which means that if there is a heavy raider or a centurion on board, they move forward 1. Or if there are no heavy raiders on the board, we add 1 to the board.
Dun, dun, dun.
So
And do ships always come in the same spot, or are
they
they?
come out of the base star.
Okay.
Okay. And then the second icon that you see on this card is a little orange starburst. So I talked about jumping and progressing destination cards through the game. That's how the humans win. If you see up underneath the supply tracks, there's this little jump preparation track. Each time one of those orange starbursts come out, we move it up the track 1. Essentially what that means is if we're on a space that has a little no smoking sign over it, we cannot jump. If we get to one of the starburst signs, we can jump a little early, but it's at a potential penalty, which is population. So essentially, the premise is you left some colony ships behind and they died. So if you jump at this -3, and on your turn you activate the FTL control, which lets you jump the fleet early, you have a potential to lose some population. If you get, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those starbursts, and you get to the auto jump, you automatically jump with no penalty. So at the end of that crisis. And when you jump, that actually leaves all of your enemy Cylon ships. They go away. And the civilian ships jump with you, and they get taken off the board and put back in the civilian ship pile. So
Right.
just a little bit. So we moved up the jump prep, which is great. We'll take this crisis card off. And now it is Jason's turn.
All right. So we
So
start to
you-
draw our skill cards.
Yep.
Toaster.
Yes, and if you are a toaster, you can choose to reveal as an action.
It's
So,
highly not recommended to do so.
it's
at
a
this
little
point in the
early,
game.
but who am I to tell toasters what is logical?
I know, right? Quit trying to control me.
He's just trying to tell you that because he himself makes wonderful toast.
I think that's a given.
Avocado toast.
Oh, avocados are disgusting. He's definitely a Cylon.
All right, and I am sitting in research lab, which allows me to draw one engineering or tactics card.
Now you can move if you want. If you don't want to stay in the research lab, you can move.
I think I want to discard a card so I can go to the president's ship.
Colonial 1, yep.
Colonial 1. So let's see, which card do I want to get?
Just where Toaster would go.
I mean, I would also think that's where the president would go, but
So there's talk out in the Twitch feed in the chat there. They're asking about the iceberg tonight, and Solomon says they're called asteroids.
Yeah, there you go.
I was really distracted with rule creation and explanation, so I haven't drawn my iceberg yet. But conveniently, Starbucks about to hit this little popcorn-shaped asteroid.
All right, so I'm going to discard this. I discard this here. So I'm doing that so I can move my guy up to the president's ship. I think I'm wanting. There we go. Yep. Move it right in the middle there. All right, so that's my action for the turn, correct?
That was your movement.
Just my movement. Even though I had to burn an action card to do it, it still just counts as a.
You didn't play the action card. You discarded it as a part of your movement.
So now I can play whatever the activity is in the ship, or I can
play a skill card that has an action. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to draw another quorum card, which is what I believe this space allows me to do. You're present, draw one quorum card.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll play one, and then I can either play it or draw another card.
You could either draw an additional card or play any of the quorum cards in your hand. So you don't have to immediately play the one you drew.
All right, so I want to play this one because it just sounds like fun.
He is so... Jason, I don't know if you know this, but you're sounding just fishier every second.
How can I be a Cylon when I'm trying to destroy, let's see all this, destroy 3 Raiders, 1 Heavy Raider, or 1 Centurion? So 2 or less, I lose 1 population.
How do you read that?
Press your Alt when you hover over the card.
There's so many hands.
Destroy 3 Raiders. So we have 2 Raiders still on the board and 1 Heavy Raider. So I'm going to say let's destroy the 2 Raiders so they're off the board.
Harder to kill.
Yeah, go ahead.
My suggestion is that the Heavy Raiders are harder to kill.
By how much?
So to kill them, it is, I believe, a 7 or 8. Let me look at
that. 7 or 8 for Heavy Raider. Let's kill that Heavy Raider.
Okay.
So also, Heavy Raiders bring in the Centurions to board the ship, and we do not want that.
No, I don't want that because I'm not a Cylon. So the Heavy Raider's done, and now let me roll the dice.
Oh. Click that a couple of times.
I do have to say that it's against Cylon programming to admit to not being a Cylon. Maybe it's not. They're all liars.
They're all liars. I don't know that that's true. All right.
He's
what's
also
a roll?
a politician.
7.
That makes him a liar.
Which is higher than the 2 that we needed, so we are in good shape.
Hey, that was not what was rolled.
I rolled a 7. You Cylon.
Just put them right there underneath your corner.
There we go. All right, so that's my turn. So now we're crisis mode, right?
We are crisis mode, so put it over in the purple.
Where's my crisis thing? Here, 5 super crisis cards?
No, it's next to the quorum cards.
There we go. All right, we ready for this one? Because this is bound to be fun. Ooh, Admiral chooses. -1 morale or -1 population, and the Admiral discards 2.
I just want to point out that the -1 morale and the Admiral receives the President title.
Heavy is the brow that wears the crown. Saying.
Or -1 population and the Admiral discards 2 cards. I do not trust Jason at all.
I agree.
So I'm going to pick the top choice, and I'm going to pull out a morale, and then I am going to take the President title, Jason, if you'll do me a favor and make sure the quorum cards are face down, and then put them in kind of next to my hand, and then I will pick them up and see what we got.
So you want I only have one.
That's fine. You're one quorum card. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. You can put it in my hand too.
I just want to point out that this is now a military dictatorship run by a Cylon. Just point of fact.
I want to point out that Daddy Odama is Bay, and so he is Ice Bay. Daddy Odama
Ice Bay
is
in space.
Ice Bay. He's Space Ice Bay / Asteroid Bay. Hashtag Asteroid Bay. Okay, so that is the choice. But now we do the bottom left, which is the Battlestar attacks. So, Jason, I'm going to need you to roll that dice. And if you get between a 4 and an 8, then which
4.
you did. So what we do here is
suck it, Adama.
I don't know why you're mad at me. I didn't do it.
You took my presidency. That was a spite roll.
The Battlestar attacks Galactica. So there's a little Galactica damage token up here. You're going to just draw the top one and flip it. So it looks like...
Control?
Oh, God, is that me?
Hey,
Command.
Oh,
That's command.
quick
It looks
little
like.
technical thing to our producer. We are getting reports that our audio output is quite low.
Do I need to turn it up?
No.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll just
command
go
is
ahead and
hammered.
we'll continue. So the command station was damaged. So what happens is we put this token on it. We cannot use the command station until it's repaired, which can be done with a green repair or a blue repair card. Any character in that space, Frank, I'm sorry, Jason has
Oh, I
weakened.
know. Cylons always attack their brother from another motherboard.
And you have been put into sickbay because you were injured.
Or because of that alcohol.
I had so
Hashtag
much
sick bay.
alcohol, I felt nothing.
Is that SICKBAE sick bay?
Yes,
Bay.
sick bay. Hashtag sick bay. Hashtag ice bay.
Space Bay.
What do you
Hashtag
get in the
sick
sick bay? You get ice.
Okay, so that is Jason's turn.
Since we're in space, I have to say it. Where do astronauts hang out?
At the space bar.
So after Jason is me.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan. So go ahead and draw the cards.
Okay, so
that
I got
you're-
2 tactics.
Uh-huh.
I've got 2 piloting. And I get 1 either leadership or engineering. I'm taking engineering.
Okay. Ryan, as a pilot, you have a special ability. You can
Yes.
pilot ships.
Yes, I do.
So essentially,
I'm an expert
you-
pilot as well, so when I start my turn piloting a Viper, I can take 2 actions during my attack step instead of 1.
Okay, great.
So
But you are unfortunately not piloting a Viper at this time.
let's fix that. Does it matter which bay I come out of, left or right?
No, it does not. You can choose
Okay.
either of those 2 bays.
Well, I'm going to come out of this
A lot of bays here.
hashtag hangar bay.
One thing that I will mention is that when the Raiders move, they move to the closest direction towards the civilian ships. That is kind of their thing, is they take out civilian ships. If they are equidistant, they travel clockwise around the board.
What?
So right now, if the Raiders were forced to move, they would move the top direction, not the bottom direction.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So just as a strategic clarification.
So they would move up towards colon 1.
Yes, they would.
Now, if they get activated, would they attack that Viper first?
They would. Yes, they have to attack a Viper in their space first, if there is one, or a Colonial 1 ship. If there is both a Viper and a Colonial 1 ship, I believe they attack the Viper first.
Okay.
Of course, right now there's a toaster on a Colon 1.
All right. So I took my action. I don't get to move any beyond that, do I?
I'm trying to remember. No. So launch yourself in a Viper. You may take one more action.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and move myself up one.
Okay. Perfect. So that is
Make sure
your
you fly in formation.
right. So now, Ryan, you get to draw a crisis card.
Here we go.
Try to hover on the corners, guys, so that everyone can see still.
Okay. So this is another President Chooses card. -1 food, or the President discards 2 cards and the current player discards 3.
All right. So Admiral President, man.
Dictator Daddy Adama chooses that the current player loses 3 skill cards and the president discards 2.
And the Cylons
Okay.
are activated.
So I would have to discard, what did you say, 3?
Yes, 3 of your
Well,
cards.
let's go ahead and take care of that one. That's a 2.
And it is another Baystar's attack card. So Ryan, when you're ready, go ahead and roll a dice. You need a 4 through 8 to damage Galactica.
So I need a 1 through a 3 then.
Yes.
That's a 5.
That will not do it. Go ahead and reveal a damage token up here. The Armory. The Armory is now out of commission. Since there was no one on this space, no one goes to sickbay. #sickbay. I
So
just
when do
realized
we-
this game is going to have a billion
Bays.
When do we get to play those skill cards? Like a repair card
Only-
to fix one of those?
Only on the cards that have the skill check on them.
No, I mean,
Or you
so
can-
if there's a repair card, when would I get to play that to say fix the command?
You could. You do it as it's an action card. So essentially,
Okay.
on your turn, you would move to that damaged space, and you would say, "I'm playing a repair card to repair
Gotcha.
this zone."
So it's not doing me any good out in space then. Gotcha.
No, yeah, you are in space. That is not helpful.
And it is good to communicate your intentions ahead of time sometimes,
Right.
because this is open discussion.
Exactly. Yeah. So we can talk strategy. It doesn't have to be like Jason so likes to do. Hey, me, I choose. Don't talk to me. It is a cooperative game.
Alright.
Yes.
So that
Easy
takes care of
for
this
the
crisis
dictator
card.
to say.
Yes. So it is.
Oh, I
now-
started saying it, and I'm not a dictator.
I
You're
would like
his
to point out only 2 people
stoolie.
damaged this ship.
Yeah,
You're up,
we're
hashtag
receiving
Chris.
a lot of damage, so if anyone can repair, we should probably do so.
Yeah. Okay. So it is my turn.
My ship's fine. I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
I'm
Well,
going to
you know,
draw.
if the Galactic goes down, you're soon after.
And 2 purple cards. Let me see what these are real quick. Okay, so I have a question. Chief, aka Carnage,
Yes.
do you have any repair cards?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Because if you did, I could give you an executive order to do so.
Yes, I have executive orders as well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so that does not help us right now.
No, it does not help us right.
So I think it makes the most sense for me to draw cards, right? To get more play. Actually, I am president. I could let me see what my quorum card is.
Looks like our producer is stirring the pot in the chat, asking who they think the Cylons are already.
Our producer has his own theories, which are probably wrong if he thinks it's me.
That's so incriminating.
I'm going to use the president action on the card, which is unlike the card that the spot Jason played. So I just get to draw a quorum card. So I am going to draw one of those. Okay, and that is my move in action. Well, I chose not to move. I like being in the Admiral's quarters. So I'm going to pull a crisis card.
Oh god. And just going off like, Oprah down there. You're a Cylon. You're a Cylon. Everyone's a Cylon.
Okay, Admiral chooses. I can either lose 2 population or lose a morale, place a base star and 3 raiders in front of Galactica and 3 civilian ships behind it. Just know that the little box on the bottom left is a raider activation, which is not good.
That would be 5 raiders attacking 2 Vipers.
I'm just saying, this decision will tell me what you are.
Well, I want to open it up. I want to have a discussion. Unlike Jake.
We're sitting at 12 population right now. I think that's probably better than upping the stakes against us with all the raiders and the base stars.
I agree with that. This
That is
icon,
true, but we also get a jump too.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, but we're not gonna. We still have to make it a couple of spaces. I think jumping at -3 population.
Oh no, I'm not looking at jumping yet, but that gives us more jump too.
True.
Moves us ahead on the jump track.
True. I want to point out that this symbol is not launch raiders; it is activate raiders. So they move. So it's 3. These 3 raiders would not, or these 2 raiders would not spawn out like an addition, like from the ship as well. They would just be whatever is on the board. So Ryan's correct. Is yes, we would put 3 raiders out, and we would have 5.
Yeah, so we're still left with sacrificing 2 population to prevent catastrophe.
Essentially, yeah.
I like getting rid of the population unless I hear a mutiny otherwise.
Nope. Got my
No, I think
approval.
it's all right.
Do it to it.
Okay, so we're gonna discard 2 of those. The
That was
raiders.
my mother.
President.
What was that?
I said
I
that was
it's
my mother.
already-
So the raiders activate. They have a turn order, and their first is to attack a Viper. They attack unarmed Viper if possible first. So they will attack this unarmed or unmanned one. So let's see. I'll roll because it's my crisis card. And to destroy a Viper, we need a 8, and it's a 5 to 7 to damage it. So
You need what to hit?
so a 5 to 7 damages it. So what that means is that this ship goes to. Actually, let's take these out. You don't need. This ship goes into the damaged, essentially, bay. A repair card can repair. I believe it's 2 of them. But yeah, so it wasn't completely destroyed in space, but it was damaged. It needs to go into the repair shop. And now we have the other one going to attack Ryan with a 1.
I like that.
Which does nothing.
Nothing is good in this game.
Okay.
So glad we didn't get 5 of those things out.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is a move up the jump track 1. And that is that crisis card.
All right. Who's up?
It is you, Chris.
Oh, back to me. Yay. All right. Been so long, I forget what to do.
Draw your skill cards.
Yep. I don't know. Let's see. 2.
Make accusations towards Jason.
I am chuckling because our producer is talking in my ear saying that he saw my smirk and he wondered if I was rebuttaling to his comment in Twitch chat. And I am, because I am not. Do not blame the guest of the show. Typically, I would say, be as mean as possible to the guest, but I'm the guest, so I don't want it to happen.
It's a real role reversal at the moment, isn't it?
You all have to be nice to me. I'm the guest.
That didn't stop us when Sugar Bear was on.
That's because Sugar Bear has preposterous ideas like bears and sweaters. And I hope he's here tonight in chat.
I haven't seen him in chat. It's been kind of quiet in there for him. If he was here, I think he would be talking.
So, oh yeah, just say Reese's Pieces and bears and sweaters, and he'd be on it.
Okay, I have a repair, but it can't repair my current location.
No,
I have to move to the location, right?
Yeah, so you would use your movement to move there, and then just.
Okay, so I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna play a repair.
Nope.
You just took my card.
I meant to take the damage.
All right, so that's been repaired.
Discard that.
And now, since I'm here, do I get to activate the armory?
No, your action was to play the repair card.
Oh, okay.
Action on the repair card. We do thank you for your service.
I'm still underneath my reckless hand limit, so.
Well, you still have the crisis card before that comes into play too.
That's true. Okay.
So
now I've used my action. I've moved, and so now it's a crisis. Crisis. All right, and what is to befall us? Ready? And a raiding party.
Okay, so everyone move your hands. I know I can alt away from our audience can't necessarily. I lied. Our producer tells me he is also alt.
So we activate one raider.
No, it's all raiders. It's not just one raider.
Activate
that symbol
raiders.
is any raiders out there are activated.
And we also put out one base star and 2 heavy raiders.
Start with step 1. So go ahead
and
roll the dice for the. So the first raider is going to attack Boomer. So go ahead, Chris. Go ahead and roll the die.
6.
A 6 damages it. So this goes
evasive maneuvers.
Okay. What does that do for you?
I'll read it to you. Play after any Viper is attacked to re-roll the die. If the Viper is piloted, subtract 2 from the new roll.
Okay, so go ahead and roll it again.
Low numbers.
1.
Hey, a -1 means that we win the game. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so that raider is failed its attack. Now the second raider attacks again. Chris, go ahead and roll again.
Well,
crap. It is destroyed.
Anyone have an evasive maneuver?
Do you have another evasive maneuver, Ryan?
I do not. Does anybody else?
I believe the evasive maneuver is.
It's a piloting card. I don't know if anybody else has drawn those.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone is.
If I was able to, I could. If I had an action, I could consolidate power and draw 2 cards of any skill.
That is not. It's not that time for that. So this ship is destroyed, which means it's out of the game. It cannot be used again. And Starbuck, as someone who was in that ship, is now in the sick bay.
Oh, they're best friends.
That's terrible. Okay, so now what? And now
nasty stuff happens.
Now so we put another base star in.
Yep.
Why is it going over there?
With it.
Oh, because it does. It says, okay, put it there, 3 raiders, and then 2 heavy raiders and 2 raiders behind.
Yes.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, we're
Well,
definitely
that's
gonna need to
see.
make some
Here's the other
movement.
problem. We have SPL failure, so we move our fleet token one space towards the start of the jump preparation track. Oh, this is not good.
You get
Wow.
2 Vipers out as well. That helps.
Okay, so those go there, and then we
And
put
2 civilian ships there too.
one of those here, and one of those here.
That's a lot of civilian ships in danger.
Oh, I put one too many raider there. Okay.
No, I think you had. No, okay, I see the second one now. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's all for the card. Thanks, Toaster.
Like I had any control.
I'm pretty sure you did, Toaster.
I think it had something to do with karma there, Toaster.
I love how we change Carnage's name, and this week it's Toaster.
Hashtag digital toaster.
Digital toast. Jesus.
Okay, so how do I get out of sickbay when it's your turn?
It's your turn. But the penalty for sickbay is that you may only draw one skill card when drawing cards this turn. So you can choose any of the cards from your skill set on your player card. So any of those 2 colors. You only have blue and green, or excuse me, green and purple. But you only get to draw one single card. So you can draw for either of those 2 piles.
I get the same cards every time.
But you can move, and you still have an action now. So now you can move out of sickbay.
And you could move to the command
moving.
or the weapon control center so that you can fire on stuff, or command to move some ships around.
I guess I'll shoot stuff.
Okay, pick a Cylon ship. So of these many ships on the board, what are you going to take out?
Heavy Raider?
That sounds good to me. The one thing to consider, if a activate Raiders card comes out, they will destroy both of these civilian ships. Now, civilian ships have on the flip side of them a negative consequence for destroying them. It could be a resource, or it could be multiple resources. We don't really know. So
Okay,
it
so
does
kind
have
of
some
in this
consequences.
situation, the Raider is a little bit more dangerous to a civilian. Heavy Raider's a boarding party type ship.
Yes.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll take this Raider right here.
Okay, so you need to roll the dice. And a 3 through above 3 and above will destroy it.
Oh,
Man.
oh, swing and a miss.
Okay, does anyone have an ability to re-roll that?
No.
Okay.
I do, but
negative.
I had to play it prior to the roll.
Okay. All right. Well, then that failed. It's time for a crisis card. Go ahead and draw us a crisis card.
Oh, this should be good.
There is a potential for a lot more ships.
Oh, like that.
Okay, this is a skill check. 7, purple and blue. Pass. No effect. Fail. -1 population, and move the fleet token space towards the start of the jump track, so we would lose another space towards jumping.
And you're activating.
You are
Launching.
raiders from each base star.
I can provide very heavy.
This is ugly.
Yeah, I can provide a good bit of help here.
I have 0 assistance available to you.
I have a marginal amount of assistance.
I can also be fairly helpful. So
I'm really heavy.
okay, well, you're last to place cards, so it starts with Jason. Jason, you said how helpful?
0 help.
Oh, no help. Okay, so I
Said
assume
the
you're
toaster.
Ryan. How helpful are you? How many cards do you want to put in?
Pretty helpful. Well, I can put 1 card in there. You want me to go put it in now?
I think you could also hold off, because I'm sitting on like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sitting on 6 cards. So like, I mean, if you think it's necessary, but you're not going to draw for a couple more turns, so
True, and I'm only going to draw one because I'm in sick bay.
Yeah, I would, if we think we can get it with, which I think between Frank and I, we probably could. I would hold off. I would save your cards.
Okay. Taking
right,
your taking your fracking advice.
You should be taking my fracking advice. Okay, so I'm gonna play 2 cards. Okay.
It comes to me.
Yeah. Yes, Chris, it's your turn.
Now, because I'm not necessarily 100% trustworthy of everyone in this crew, I'm going to add a little to the pot there.
Okay. And then Frank, it's your turn.
Alrighty, here. I have 2 cards to add.
Okay.
Flip your card. Flip your card.
Yep. Make sure you flip them before you pull them out of your hand. And then we'll add 2 from the Destiny deck, which again could be helpful or not. So go ahead and let's shuffle these.
Do you want me to take care of it again?
You
Yes,
can,
please.
or I can. It doesn't matter.
I'll go ahead and take care of it. All right, and so what we're looking for is blue and purple to be helpful.
Helpful.
Winning so far.
Helpful.
I think you cleared it, didn't you? Yeah, by a
Oh,
mile.
Told you I was heavy.
Wow. Okay.
All the Destiny cards helped.
Yeah, the Destiny deck did help on this one, so that's an important thing to know.
And the
Okay.
Cylon is misdirecting on this one.
So we passed.
The Cylon didn't play.
I will point out, while I think their Cylons are currently on board, there is a chance that no one knows that they're a Cylon yet. There are still 5 cards, loyalty cards to draw, and we don't draw them until we've gotten 4 destination markers. So it's something to keep in mind. We are nowhere close to that because we can't jump to save our lives. But
To save our lives.
So
how many enemy ships are on the board at this point?
I'm going to tell you. So every time the launch raider icon happens, we launch 3 raiders from each base star.
Holy cow.
Oh.
So this is where I would make the suggestion that if we have the ability to jump at a -3, that we choose to do so.
Yes.
Kissing some ships goodbye.
Right.
Either way we are.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that crisis. I believe it is now Jason's turn.
Sure thing. Oh boy. So 2, 1, and 1. So let's draw one of those. All right. Engineering. Those. 2 of these.
It's Schrodinger's Cylon in the chat.
Wonderful reference. Thank you, Andrew. This is where we conveniently put a to be continued and come back next week to join us to see what happens to the 7 trillion raiders on the board.
All right.
5, 6.
No kidding.
We have 13 raiders and 2 heavy raiders out.
We are quite a ways away from being able to jump.
Okay, so golly, this is just ugly. I'm going to move Balzar over to here so I can draw 2 politics cards as my action. Because I have nothing else worth doing. And then I think all I have left to do, jeez, all right. Let's do a crisis card. That's it, right?
If you've moved and played your action, yes, that's it.
Yeah, I took the action was the action in the room. So time for
I really
crisis
think
card.
the Cylons get to make more actions than we do.
Why is that?
Because look at the board.
Oh, boy, that's vicious. So I'm going to player chooses. I have a lot of cards, so I'm going to go ahead and say let's have somebody pull cards from me rather than risk losing 2 population, because I think we're going to kill a lot of population in the next minute.
Yeah. So 4 cards out of your hand then, huh?
4 cards out of my hand. Somebody grab.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you do have a lot of cards.
It's all right.
Yep.
There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have to.
We just discard them. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily.
We'll be able to see what they are when
I'll
we
take care
discard
of
them.
Just
so
see
it
if
doesn't
you
matter.
discarding.
discard them. Yeah.
The Cylon.
Just pointing out all the cards you drew, Cylon haters, were gold and green, not purple and blue, which you needed last time.
Look at my card. My character card says I am a Cylon hater. Stay away from me when I drink the whiskey.
Self-hater.
Oh,
Can't
my
tell
God,
these
this
guys
is
are
gonna
brothers,
hurt.
can you?
Okay, so the Raiders activate. Let's do this systematically here. These
Oh,
6 up in the top right quadrant all move to the back of the thing.
Why do they get to move?
It's they all of the Raiders have an activation.
Oh, and so they have to move clockwise.
Yep. Well, they move to the closest civilian ship, and that is currently clockwise 1 space.
So would these 5 up front move over to here?
The 5, yes, the 5 would move down to that space with all the Vipers. And then the 2 would destroy the civilian ships.
Let's see what we lost then.
And they destroy
That's-
them automatically?
3 population. Oh,
So we lose 3 population, right? Yes. So here we go. 1, 2.
now are these ships completely discarded?
I have always played that way. I would have to look it back up to remember, but I believe the token is removed from the game. Yes.
Okay,
wow. That was painful.
that hurt. How much
No,
population?
and they
we
got
had?
destroyed
7.
because they were surrounded? Or
Because the Raiders have a activate a certain programming. Their first is to attack Vipers. If there are no Vipers in the space, then they attack civilian ships. If there are no civilian ships, and then they do the next step.
they don't have to roll to kill the civilian ships though?
No, civilian ships are automatically destroyed.
Ooh,
Defenseless.
ouch.
So
Now,
if you
if
can
there
launch
are 2 people in command, does that mean each person gets to release unmanned ships?
Yes, you could release 2 unmanned ships.
so it pays to have Vipers and mini quads.
Well, if you're in command, you can be activating 2 Vipers, which means they'd be attacking the Raiders over here.
They could. That is one of the
could do
things
that.
that they could do.
Now that card only activated Raiders. It doesn't activate Heavy Raiders.
Nope.
Correct.
Thank
So
is
we
awesome.
at least got to move our jump track up 1, didn't we?
We do. Yes.
And that's going to
But
be the end of that crisis
these-
card.
No, it's not, because these Raiders up front, don't they have to attack our Vipers?
They
they
just
just
moved into that station, so no, they.
Okay.
All right, we're good with this one then.
Okay.
All right.
Whose turn was that? Jason's.
That was my turn. Yeah.
So it's up to me now. Okay, I'll draw my 1 card. I'll make it a piloting card. All right, and I need to get back out there, so I'm going to go down my hangar deck and activate that. Launch in a Viper. And I get to move once after that, so I'm just going to jump right into the fire here.
It's a bold move.
I don't think it's going to pay off for me.
I think we have the junkyard's going to get some more cargo.
Crisis card. Oh, no.
Oh my jeez.
Well, we
I'm
can get
about to
one
die again.
population or
One morale, which we haven't lost any morale yet.
We have lost a lot of population, though.
Yeah, I'd say
it would
there
be
are very
good to
few ways
spend
to
one
gain
fuel
stuff
and
like
one food to get one pop.
there are very few ways to gain resources. So yes, we are losing 2, but we would gain population, which we've already lost 5 of.
that's a good point. We
Yeah.
haven't lost any fuel.
But food and pop
Food.
are at the same level. Does population matter more than food in this game?
There you
losing a lot
start
more
with
freight.
more population. So you
Well,
start
considering
with
that we're probably going to jump here in just a moment, and we're going to lose 3 pop, having that 1 pop back will be useful.
and
Okay.
there the food there are cards that give you food throughout the game potentially. They're rare, but they give it. And there are a few cards I believe that potentially do fuel. The only thing fuel is used for is the destination cards. Really. So that's helpful to have fuel, but again, we've already lost so much pop. I'm pretty worried about
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, I like it.
It's ultimately Tiny Rhino's decision, but
Oh, is it?
yeah, President.
Oh, I'm the
El
president.
Presidente.
Yeah, no, I'm taking the fuel and the food.
So somebody's making babies.
But we get 1 population.
And
That's right.
we advance the token,
We sure do.
the jump, but the raiders are activated.
Okay,
Ouch.
so nice thing about this
Can we
group
jump
of-
before they attack?
No, we have to wait until we can't jump until we get to FTL.
Wouldn't those raiders have to attack me since I'm there with them?
They start with okay, hold on, one step at a time. So this back piece all rotates down. The 5 up front, they start with the unmanned Vipers. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
realize you moved backwards. My apologies.
Yep, I moved backwards. I'm the one Viper fighting a whole bunch of raiders.
Yes, they do. They all fight you first. So let's start with this one. Okay, go ahead and just whose crisis card was that? Ryan, was that yours?
Yeah, it was.
Go
I have
ahead
to
and
roll my
roll.
demise.
Roll for your salvation.
Oh,
bad
no.
roll.
Okay, it is damaged, so this gets at least it's not destroyed.
Yeah.
But again,
You go back to sick bay.
I believe you
I
go
was
back to sick bay. She is not a great pilot, that Starbuck.
Well, she
okay,
would be
so
if she had a chance to attack, but oh well.
all these ships move down. Now we get to these 5 attack these Vipers
All right.
first. So let's do this one. Go ahead and roll the dice.
No, it was an 8.
Wow.
Jeez.
Okay, great. That's destroyed. This Viper has been activated. The next one.
4.
That, I believe, does nothing. Okay, next.
2. I know that
Also
does nothing. 5.
5. This
No
one is
damage.
damaged. And then
It looks
one
like
more.
The Vipers protected the civilian ships. Oh,
Gosh,
Destroyed.
Ryan is not allowed to roll or pilot anymore.
I concur.
I now believe you're a toaster.
Is that an executive order? I just want to make sure.
Yes. From your dictator Daddy Odama. Okay.
well, that's the end of that. We already moved the jump track, yes?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
So it's my turn. I get to draw some cards. So it's
So, do the heavy raiders have to have a boarding action activity?
They have to be activated.
They get to one of
And then
these.
there's a
They get to one of these spaces, and then yes, when the activation happens, they jump from the ship to the board. They join the ship itself.
okay.
So it's not as soon as they get into the square, one's loaded. It's get to the square and then an additional activation.
You would ask that, wouldn't you, Toaster?
I think we need to hit the FTL and GTFO.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw some cards here real quick though. I think I only drew 2.
I only saw 2.
Okay.
I'm going to flip over, shuffle, and replace that leadership deck.
So yes, I am going to jump us. So I am here.
Is there any rolling involved when it comes to the jump?
Is, yes.
Then I'd like to play an action.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me get to the rule for the table.
Might lose population.
Yep.
Good thing we just gained 1.
If it's a 6 or lower, then that number of population is removed.
Oh my gosh, that could end the game.
No. It's the number of population on the track, so it'd be -3.
Oh, okay.
So if it's over 6, then we lose no population.
We lose no. Yeah.
Okay, and so Frank, you said you had a card you wanted to play.
Thought
Yes,
I did. I think I spent it the last
Okay.
prices.
Well,
Okay.
if you don't,
I have one too. Ryan, do you have one?
I have one, but it's a expensive one.
Mine is also an expensive one.
All right, I'll go ahead and play mine.
Come on, you two Cylons. Show us what you just threw out there.
Mine is more expensive. Okay,
Okay.
so we add 2 to the result. So now we need a let's see, 5, 6, or 7.
4 better. 4 better.
That's a 4.
No, it's if the current player rolls a 6 or lower, then that population is lost.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we lost the population.
It is
We need
that
to-
is 6.
No.
Plus 2.
Oh,
to the
6
die roll.
or lower. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
6 or lower.
So 75% chance you're losing population.
We just lost 3 population, guys.
That
But-
hurt.
It did. But you know what the
But
good thing is? All
these all
these
go away.
raiders go away now.
And we retain the civilian ships that were undamaged, correct?
we retain them, but they
Don't
go
they return?
they go back into the pool of ships.
Okay.
So what I typically do is I put them back into this little pile, and then I shuffle them.
It took 3 of us to put away all the raiders. That says a lot.
Okay. So we have jumped. We are back down here at 0. Now, as the admiral, I get to do a special thing. So every time we jump, we are essentially traveling through space. I get to draw 2 destination cards. These destination cards have a tracker to them, essentially a point total, and I will essentially discard one and play one. So okay. I'm going to discard this one and play this one. So I'll put it right here. We lose 1 fuel and 1 morale. It is not necessarily the best thing in the world, but it is most of the time jumping 2 spaces requires the loss of 2 pieces. So it's not horrible, and we haven't lost any morale yet, so I felt good about it. But we've jumped 2 spaces, 2 points. So out of the 8 we need, we are 25% there. And
So
we have a
we've-
clear board.
We've lost more than half of the civilian population, 25% of the way we need to go.
We don't care about them, Jason.
Uh-huh. This is why El Presidente needs to end right there.
But that's
Toasters unite.
How many times though did the act in the show did the Galactica lose like half its population? Quite a
Every
bit.
episode.
and
And then
Daddy Adama's the best. My leadership will get us out of this mess.
An infinite number
Oh,
of times it was
God.
asked. What were you saying about your leadership?
We're just
So,
this is putting us
we
From a
just got
frying pan into the fire, right?
a raider activation. So activate any raiders on the board. There are none. You're welcome.
Yeah, but now we put a base star, a heavy raider, 4 raiders, 2 vipers, and 3 civilians out.
That is better than what we had.
Not by much.
This is true.
Not by
In the
much.
first round in this zone, we had to do that.
And the FTL is still spooling.
And these are the
It's
only 2
cooling
vipers
down
we
now.
do have.
Oh yeah, because certain someone likes to destroy them all.
Yeah,
wanna say
Starbuck, that
likes
ace
to.
pilot. Yeah.
Okay. And then step 3 is heavy casualties. The 4 raiders that were just set up immediately activated.
Oh,
Oh.
So I'm gonna go ahead and roll
that's a swift kick in the gimblies right there.
a 7. That one is
Nice.
damaged.
How do we undamage these?
A repair card will repair 2 of them, I believe.
Yep, that's
Engineer
yeah. I don't have any cards.
That's a 4,
says the toaster.
which is a swing and a miss.
Why is everyone considered to be a toaster? What did I do?
Showed up.
Oh,
Hey, there it goes.
And then, yes, the civilian ship is destroyed with the 4th one. Means we lose a population.
I got it.
Ah, okay.
Now down to 4 people left.
I'm going to tell you right now, folks, that's not the best game I've ever played. Like, this is a rough start.
You don't say.
And this is just the base game too.
Right. Well, what I like about the expansions is that you get a lot of versatility. So the Pegasus expansion gives you another ship with 4 more actions on the board. It gives you a bunch of new players to play with, which is fun. It adds a new set of cards called the Treachery cards, which has a fun mechanic. And one of those spaces on Pegasus is you get to essentially attack an entire space zone. So you can actually destroy like all of that base star and all of those raiders and heavy raiders. You could destroy many of those ships in there with one attack. Now the problem is there's a negative. If you roll too low, if you have any helpful ships in that area, you also hurt your ships too. But there's also an ability to execute players in the expansion, which I particularly enjoy to do. So,
All right.
yeah, that's my turn. Carnage, you are up.
All right.
Can't you nuke the base star though?
He could have.
I can, but unfortunately, my action was over. But yes, so as the Admiral, I have access to nukes. In the base game, you must attack a base star with the nuke. If a low roll damages it twice, a medium roll destroys it, and then a high roll, a 7 or 8, destroys it and 3 raiders in the same area. So it's a really great kind of clear. But again, my action was over, so I wasn't actually able to.
Well, Ryan has a magic touch with rolling 8s.
I will say also that
In certain situations, apparently.
I will say that if someone has an executive order, they can also give me an action by, doing to launch a nuke, essentially.
I'm going to repair 2 of our Vipers. The nice thing is, though, since I am the chief engineer, I still get to take another action.
Yay!
But what do the scouts do? There's 5.
They're essentially sacrifice ships in the game. There are certain tactics cards and other that essentially let you gamble with the Raptor. It says roll a dice. If 3 or lower, sacrifice a Raptor, but gain so many points. It's kind of a bargaining. Yeah, it's a bargaining chip, but
Cannon fodder.
yes.
I'd like to take the opportunity real quick while we've got a quiet second to just remind everybody watching that if you have any questions for Chris or myself, feel free to throw them into the Twitch chat and we'll be happy to answer them for you.
One thing I will say, sorry, before we get too far, is that Chris, you did a no-no.
I'm not a pilot.
You are not a pilot, so you cannot pilot ships.
So
Dang.
you just voided yourself.
you use the
I don't have
airlock
the
on
required
yourself.
skills. So, but since it says I can still take another action, does that mean I basically just get to play another card, or
You can play another card. Have you moved this turn?
I moved to the hangar so that I
Okay,
could repair
so-
those ships?
So you can't move. So yes, you could either play another repair a card, or you can play any other card with an action on it. You can only launch. This is our producer asking us this question, so I'll share it real. You can only launch unmanned ships from the command area. The action in the hangar deck specifically says launch yourself in a Viking.
Okay, so in this case,
Unless
think-
you're playing Apollo, correct? You get 6 unmanned.
I'd have to look
I
at
am going to play Consolidate Power.
Okay, what does that let you do?
It lets me draw 2 skill cards of any type, and they may come from outside my skill set.
Okay, perfect. Frank, to answer your question, yes, they get to activate them. So yes, that could be launching 6 of them. That could also be moving 6 spaces or doing 6 things.
Okay.
So there's the yes, but that's Apollo Baby Adama's once per game ability. Okay, Chris, what did you do again? You drew your cards, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it is
But
crisis.
yeah, and so I don't want to discard yet.
Yeah, don't discard yet. Okay, so it's a 12. Yellow and green are the only ones that count. A pass, the current player looks at one random loyalty card belonging to any player.
Ooh.
+6, no effect, and a fail is -1 morale.
Okay, so what is this again?
This is actually a good one.
Let's see. Okay.
I'm of absolutely no help, unfortunately. I don't have the right colors.
I can offer a little assistance.
Just to let you guys know, I can
Same.
offer a great deal. Like, a great deal.
I also have a bunch of cards, and I need to get rid of some before I discard. I am
Yes,
also
I
extremely
need to
handy.
get rid
Then
of
I'm
cards.
going to offer none.
I will also take a pass then, if you guys are looking to dump.
Thank you, Toaster from another motherboard.
That's 2. I'm marking them down.
2 more to go.
All right, so
Ryan, are you playing?
No, I have no help.
Okay. I am helpful. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to figure out what's happening in the like I said, I am a massive amount of help.
okay.
So it's going to come down to the Destiny deck then.
I mean, there's a good chance. I mean, I definitely would still put some in Carnage.
I do have to put some in, yes.
So that's my 3 cards. It is your turn. Drop them like they're hot.
All right.
All right, that's your 3, and these are the 2 from the Destiny deck. Let's shuffle these up really quick. And then, all right,
We need
green.
yellow and green.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Ooh.
Red.
how bad is that? That's a 2.
It should be fine.
Yeah, it should be.
And it didn't even come from Jason.
No, I told you.
Nope, we're
Yellows
good.
are positive. Sorry, my bad. Ah. It's potentially just the
Maybe.
Destiny deck, but
Digital toaster.
who
Still
knows?
delayed.
But you
Destiny
didn't.
deck could have helped us out on all those. So our score is 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, we passed that.
-2.
-2, which is 18. So yeah, we definitely passed.
But
Chris,
I would just like to point out that if I was going to sabotage that, why would I put in cards to counteract my negative?
because you get to look at a loyalty card and you can say, "Oh, I looked at so and so, and they're a Cylon."
Now,
Dun,
why
dun,
does Jason have 2
dun.
loyalty cards?
Because of Gaius Baltar. So Gaius's weakness is that he has to take 2 cards at the beginning.
Double my chance of being a Cylon.
It
I wanna
does
see
increase
Because
your
he has a
cards.
Cylon in his head. is
I only
why.
get to see one of those cards, though, right?
Yes, you get to randomly pick one of those cards.
You're actually better off. It's like Prisoner's Dilemma. Somebody else card.
That's true.
You can confirm or deny with somebody else. Still on a question mark because I have 2.
I
Wasting your time looking at mine.
Come talk to me, Chris. Come talk to me. I'll show you what I got.
Go talk to the Cylon.
I'm
that's on
Jenny from the
president.
block.
I'm still looking for. Still gonna look at this.
Oh, he looked at Ryan's.
Told
After
you you're
those
wasting your
rolls,
time.
wouldn't you?
Now that we've confirmed that Chris and Ryan are both Cylons.
There you go.
Thank you.
Chris, what was it?
Oh, I'm allowed to say.
Yeah, you can say it.
Or lie, yeah.
He is most definitely not a Cylon.
Based on his
Number
flying.
6.
Wow,
That is
that's a
pretty
lot of
true.
hesitation there.
No sense of flair for the dramatic there.
After
So
these
we
messages,
do-
I will tell you
All right.
Okay.
So
he's not a Cylon.
We do. I moved the Heavy Raider,
okay.
So there
Whew,
was
I was gonna say that's not good.
and then I moved us up the jump track. So that card is done.
Right.
Okay. It is now Frank's turn,
Frank.
I believe.
Now, if I want to play an executive order, do I play it on the other player's turn?
No, you play it on your turn. So as an action, you get to choose another player. That player may move their character and take 1 action, or not move and take 2 actions.
And should I put the card in the open space right around here?
You're gonna just play. Yeah, perfect. Play it right there.
And I'm still able to move, correct?
Yes, you are still able to move.
So
Now, which player are you picking?
I'm sorry, that was picking you, sir.
Oh, okay. So I can either use a space twice, which does not make sense because FTL is not activatable here. So I get to move and use an action. I am going to move because I can. Let's actually go to this in case I get activated again. And I'm going to launch a nuke.
Oh, I pull cards too, don't I?
You still get to pull your cards. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm going to launch this nuke at this base star. What that means is I roll the dice. On a 1 and 2, I damage the base star twice. On a 3 through 6, the base star is destroyed. And on a 7 and 8, it's destroyed and 3 raiders in the same area are destroyed. Does anyone have a roll? Play this card before I roll?
Let me double check that.
Hold on a second.
I'm just rolling. for the
They'll
meantime.
scramble.
Or you need to roll high? Is that what we're looking for?
I do need a roll high.
I got a card to play then.
Go ahead. Go ahead. you've already played a card this turn, so I don't.
It's not an action card though. It just says play before any players roll.
Oh, okay.
Bringing it out.
Yeah, I have nothing.
And it does. Is that the?
It adds 2.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll, which is a 6, which destroys it.
Woohoo!
That was a piece of luck.
It does nothing to the heavy raider, but it destroyed a base star, which is nice. Okay. So you still now it's time to draw a crisis. Go ahead and do that.
Those base stars stack weird.
Okay.
President chooses, Admiral.
Okay. So we either lose 2 food or we lose a food, and everyone discards cards. Or well, everyone, the president and the current player. I mean, I have some cards to burn. I don't know about you, Frank.
I have 4 of the same cards, and yes, I can
Okay.
burn them, I guess.
Let's do that. Let's save our resources while we can. So it's 1 food, right?
Yep, I got the food.
Okay. And then the president discards 2 cards, and the current player discards 3.
Just put them in the discard pile.
Yeah, just put them in the discard pile. Okay, so the Raiders move, which there is no Vipers to attack, no civilian ship. The next step would be move, which they do. So they are currently going to move towards here. That is not destroyed yet, so we have another turn before that's destroyed.
And if you move into the communication room, you can actually move those, correct?
Yes, you can. So that's something to know for Jason's turn. And now there's the little sunburst, which means we move up the jump track 1. And that is the end of that crisis card.
You see how that goes, boys? No ship damage, no loss, or positive.
Well, we did lose a nuke.
In a good way.
I mean, I've seen whole games where no one uses it because they're like, oh, well, I don't want to give them up. And like, you got to use them.
Especially when you're almost out of Raptors. Right, Ryan?
Oh, we're fine on the Raptors. It's the Vipers that were.
It's the Vipers, yeah.
She's an expert pilot. Her mom told her so.
Okay, Jason, it's your turn.
Yep,
I do want to point out, Jason,
yes, sir.
that as an action, you can reveal that you are a Cylon if you are one.
Well, thanks for telling me.
Just saying. The benefit to that is that
We would all
Everybody
know
will
that.
know I was not lying.
well, one, yes, we're all vindicated in our. But you also get to start with a couple of bonuses versus discarding some cards and starting with nothing. So the card in particular that I always like to talk about is the Super Crisis card. So you think Crisis cards are bad? Super Crisis cards are even superer.
3 base stars appear. 3 wild base stars appear.
Yeah, it's not great.
So I'm gonna.
So
Since I'm gonna move down to the communication room.
You have to
Okay.
discard a
I'm
skill
going-
card.
Don't forget
between
to
tips.
discard a skill card.
Discard the skill card. There we
Wait,
go.
Hey, this needs to be flipped, shuffled, and placed back.
And now that I'm in communications, look at the back of 2 civilian ships. You may then move them to adjacent. I honestly could care less what they are, but sure, I'll look at them. Does everyone get to see what's?
No, only you do.
Only me. All right, so let me pull it down here and let me
Only
look.
you prevent forest fires in space.
I would think the vacuum might have something to do with that.
All right, so it was here. I'm going to go ahead and swing it around. And can I can move a second one, right? It said I can move 2. And I'll move the other one. They're just running away from raiders. And then it's my crisis time. It's time for Balthazar to shine. All right, here we go. What kind of hell is this? Increase the jump preparation track by 1. Lose 1 population. Place 1 Centurion marker. Start the boarding party.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, okay. Good. Now and my special skill allows me to draw a skill card afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a purple one. Tactics.
I will say that you don't have to attempt this. Now, I think you should, but you don't have to.
And
now, I have a card to play, but it says after the skill strength total has been calculated. Do I announce those type things?
You're not supposed to.
Sorry.
But we're learning. No, it's fine. We're learning. That is once all of the cards have been added to the red area and we start pulling them up, you essentially can reveal that after we figure out how many points we've earned. And you can say, oh, by the way, I'm playing this and reducing it by 2.
Awesome.
I have a lot of help I can provide to this, but I can't.
I have a minimal amount of help, but I can help.
I have a chunk for sure.
Frank, what about you?
Well,
I have absolutely no help unless I'm a Cylon.
I can't. Well, actually, I have a good bit of help to do.
All right. So I will go.
Ryan starts. Yep.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. So it's my turn. Okay. Those are my 2 cards.
Mine are in.
Frank.
I have 0.
And Jason.
Flip them.
Did anyone catch what kind of card that was so that we can tell if he's a Cylon or not?
Yes, I did. All right.
You can only put 3 in. Yep.
I wonder what 3 I put in. I flipped a whole bunch. Let's see what goes in there.
These are the 2 from the skill deck.
Shuffle that bad boy.
Okay. And then let's reveal what we have.
Purple's good. Purple, yellow, blue.
Blue is a good color. Purple's a good color. Yellow's a good color. Purple.
I love how physics take effect.
Blue.
I don't
We're
think
all
there
human
is
right now, I
color.
think.
Purple. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am going to actually use my once per game ability. The once per game ability is I immediately kill all of you. Once per game, after resolving a skill check, instead of discarding the used skill cards, I draw them into my hand.
Seriously?
All of these cards are mine.
But you can only have 10 in your hand at the end of his turn.
Oh, that's right. It's your silly rule.
It's not my silly rule. That's the rule.
I'm going to look it up. I have the rules pulled up. I don't know if I've ever played it that way.
Is this like Jason's rules? Are you adding additions to them?
No, it was quite literally the rules that I read. That I was watching. The dude was reading off the rules, and it was one of the rules.
Let me just.
There's a
I
published
was talking about Tiny Rido there, Mr. Defensive Toaster.
I believe everything that's read to me on the internet.
Well, hold on a second. Let me write this rule down.
There's
okay.
The toaster I know.
So, Chris, it's the past ones we increased the jump preparation track by 1, and it also has that starburst down in the bottom right hand corner. Does that mean it moved 2?
That is 2 successes.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're right. It's at the end of any player's turn. Okay,
See?
I apologize.
Thank you. Not crazy.
Well,
I have played a lot of games the wrong way.
Now we have proven that we cannot trust him.
Oh, come on.
And
I don't trust
definitively
any of you.
you shouldn't. Except for
Alright.
me, because it's already been revealed that I'm not a Cylon.
That is true. And you can
I
trust
don't know
me
that.
because
The
it's
lying
been proven
Cylon
that
might
my
have been a
rules were
cover
correct.
for you.
I am going to discard that one. And discard.
That's right. There are 2 possible Cylons here.
There are.
So we activate the Raiders as well, so they'll move up.
Well, they'll move up. And did we move us up the jump track? Okay.
I did, yes.
Yep.
All right, that's the card.
Whose
Now,
mess was that?
that was Jason's
mine.
turn.
Okay, so it's my turn then.
I will say, I think using FTL here is still a really bad idea because even though it's only -1 and it's a potential risk,
We have 4 pops.
we're at 4 people left.
Jeez.
Okay, so I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw tactics this time around.
Oh, that's right. You're still in the sick bay.
Space Bay's in the sick bay. But I'm going to drop down here and pop out in another ship.
I think that's his strategy: is lose the game by just destroying all of our ships.
So
I
far
get
it's
to-
working.
I get to take another action, though.
You sure
we
do.
get-
Are you going to try to destroy that heavy raider?
Yes, I am.
If we get boarded, the Cylons come with us, right? When we jump.
Yes. If we are boarded and we jump, the Cylons are still on the ship. They jump with us.
That's why I'm out here shooting. So what do I need to blow this sucker up?
You need a 7 or 8. But conveniently, I have a card
was going to say, I hope someone has one.
that lets us add 2 to the die roll.
So I need a 5 to 8.
Do you have one of those red cards that let you re-roll?
I
don't know if that applies here, but
I've got one that's an action card that doesn't. I can't play that one, or else I would have already.
yeah.
It's just too sad to watch Starbuck going back into the junk pile.
No, so
That was
Starbuck,
just an attack
she just
run, though.
missed. She's not destroyed.
Yet.
Yeah.
No, the
This
next
is the
turn,
first time she's got to pull the trigger at all, though. So I mean, progress, right?
But you were
Okay.
saying that she was amazing if she got that far to pull the trigger.
Oh, she can be. If I start with her in the ship.
Yeah. Okay. So that was your action and movement. Why don't you draw a crisis card?
I don't wanna.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
we
make the
can
rules.
jump.
It is a jump.
It is a jump.
Oh, look at what the fail is, though.
Current player chooses. No effect if a pass. A fail is the current player is sent to sick bay and destroy a raptor. Roll a die if 5 or less -1 fuel. So you can bypass the check if you would like to.
You see how my die rolling has been so far.
I have seen that. Yes.
But also, look how many cards Chris has. that he
I do have a lot of
contribute.
cards, but I'm gonna.
Well, let's see. Red and purple. That's all I have is red and purple, so that's good.
Okay, I can be a good chunk, but I am not. I am not someone to be solely relied on. If that makes sense.
Right, because you can only play 3 regardless of how many cards you have.
Yes. Yes.
I'm very small help.
Like, I am, might as well not even help.
Jason?
I have just a little.
Ah, okay.
It's cocktail hour.
So you have some help, but not to be relied upon, huh?
I mean, a 15's a big number.
15's a big number. I can get us a good chunk of the way there.
I can as well, but again,
Destiny
You-
deck.
it's a lot. So You call the ball. You tell me what we're doing.
Look how the Admiral President passes the buck on that one.
It says current player chooses. So
Yeah. I think we're borderline on that. How many
Go
raptors do we
for
have
it.
total? We have 2 total raptors or vipers.
No, we
no.
have
So
4
the Raptors. Yeah,
Oh,
the
we still have some-
Raptors. We have
okay.
we don't have 5. We only have I believe 4. That's an assault raptor. That's That's probably one of the expansions.
Okay, so but we only have 2 vipers that are viable, 2 more in the hangar bay.
But again,
I
it's
will
not
say that
destroy
you're
a
used to
viper.
sick
It's
bay.
destroy a raptor.
Yeah.
Oh, we can lose a raptor.
Kill the raptor.
All right.
Cannon
I'll,
fodder.
I'll roll it. I'll roll it. I'll roll it. Come on, 5 or higher.
Oh, wait.
What?
If you roll, you already did it, but it's not like if we have to do the skill check, fail the skill check to destroy the raptor, not roll the die.
Oh.
If you roll the die and fail, we lose a fuel, but you already rolled.
Okay. Well, oops.
So we just lost
Crap.
1 fuel.
And we're
For
about to lose a
not
civilian
reading
ship.
the card.
Yeah, I misread. My bad.
That's okay. We're learning the game.
Yep. Okay, so
Yeah,
That
we
is
do
an
get the
auto jump, which is nice. But
we're
okay,
about
so
to-
we
we're gonna activate these raiders.
we do the Cylon movement first. So we do get to flip this civilian ship because it's destroyed.
Oh, that's
And we
2
lose
pop.
2 more population.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're down to
we're
2.
done.
That's it.
And
Thank
then
God this
these
is an auto jump.
3 technically move, but
Yeah.
yes, we auto jump. So remove all enemies from the board.
I'm assuming that puts me back in the hangar bay.
It does, yeah. It does not put her back in the sick bay, even though we're pretty sure that's where Starbuck likes to be.
It's the Jello. The Jello
The
does
civilian ship goes back. It's the Jello. Is that what you said,
it.
Ryan?
It's the Jello. Yeah. Hospital Jello. Great, right?
Jello's
okay.
Jello.
And then the last thing we need to do is draw some destination cards. So because I'm Admiral, I draw 2. And I flip them. Not that card. There we go. Okay. And then I look at them. Oh. I don't know how I feel about that one. I think you all would wear this card.
All right. So what are you sticking us with here, Chris?
I am picking a 1 destination. So we do lose a fuel, but we get to risk a raptor if I want, which I do. If it's a 3 or a higher, we gain 2 fuel.
We need that.
Otherwise, destroy the raptor. I am going to play a strategic planning.
Ah.
And so I essentially guarantee it because it takes 2 from it. Well, it adds 2 to the roll. So even on a 1, we pass. So instead of losing 2 fuel or 1 fuel, we gain 2. So essentially we gain 1. So we're now at 7 fuel.
Okay.
Okay.
That's nice. We can keep all the Cylons away. We're in good shape.
All right. Whose turn is it?
Whose turn was that?
That was that mine?
I believe.
That
Yeah,
was
it
yours.
was.
Ryan.
That was mine. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's my turn.
Now, since we do still have viewers and everything, and I thank you guys for sticking with us here. I know it's a little bit long, but reminder that on Saturday night or Saturday afternoon we have a Royal tournament going. So come into the Discord, check it out, and come play and have some fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And go back that Kickstarter while you're at it.
Right.
Yes.
It's still very much
Yes.
available.
The unbiased opinion of the players around the table. Galactic.
No one has a stake in this game at
No
all,
one.
right, Jason?
That's right.
Okay. I'm going to choose not to use my movement, but for my action, actually, I am going to use my movement. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to discard a card. I'm going to discard this one. And I'm going to go up to the Colonial 1 ship. And I am going to go to the president's office. Because that's what I am, the president.
It used to be my office.
Yeah, I kicked you out of that, son.
So you now occupy 2 quarters in the, that
I have a lot of quarters.
that's treason, isn't it? That's treasonous.
How is that treasonous, Cylon?
Says Cylon number 6.
Okay.
And then I either get to draw another quorum card, which I do not want to do, or play this card. So this card says that I essentially get to roll a dice. If it is 6 or higher, then I gain us a food.
Okay.
So does anyone have something that affects the die roll?
Nope.
Nope.
I have a raptor roll.
I don't think that helps us.
Sounds like something on a menu at a sushi restaurant.
Right?
Okay, Frank, do you have anything that's helpful here?
Sorry, I do not.
Fine. I needed some help, but you all let me down, so it's cool.
Does that mean we're all Cylons?
Yes, all of you are toasters now. No, so that does nothing. It's just a null effect now.
If you knew my morning routine, you'd be calling me Mr. Coffee instead of a toaster.
Okay, so now I'm going to draw a card, a crisis card.
The end of population as we know it.
Okay, so an 11, yellow, green, and purple. Pass, no effect. 6 plus, -1 population. And then fail is -1 population, and a president chooses another person to receive the president. I mean, I like my status, so I don't really want to lose that.
I can be a minuscule amount of help.
Okay, yeah, Chris, how helpful are you?
Let's see. Potentially mildly large.
I don't know what that means. Okay, well, I'm just gonna maybe this will help. I'm gonna make blue now a part of the skill check. How helpful
about
are you
now,
now,
Chris?
Chris?
Still same.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe possibly a little bit more or less.
Silence.
Same.
Oh, something. This is my turn, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Something to know. My every turn ability, all ones count positively. So if you have a 1 of another color, it counts.
It wouldn't
positive.
change.
So, Chris, did you say that doesn't change anything?
Yeah, that's correct.
I'm looking. Do you even have cards? Okay, yeah, you do.
Okay. Frank, are you helpful in this situation?
I'm mid to lower levels of help.
Jason,
I'm a burrito grande.
is that a big
that
help?
good?
I don't know. Sometimes burritos don't feel good.
Because he's a toaster oven heating a burrito grande, Hope.
Muy bueno.
Ryan, how helpful are you?
Very little.
Okay, well, we got to try it. Chris, put any cards down that you can add. Again, remember blue are helpful now.
And so
And
are ones.
all ones are helpful. As to say, I saw no movement, so I didn't know if Chris was actually helpful. Okay, Frank.
Need to bump up my energy.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, recharge your processor, please.
RAM upgrade.
All right, Jason.
I think we got this.
I don't know how I feel about this yet. Ryan?
That's it.
Okay.
At least you're honest, Toaster.
It's confirmed that he is not a toaster.
He's a Keurig.
So says we all.
He's a
I was going to
Keurig.
say, so says the potentially the other toaster.
You know how it
it's-
is.
I know it's a lot of cards, but
It's
I
a
do
lot of
not.
ones.
I do not trust anyone right now. Okay,
Right now, I haven't trusted anybody the whole game.
15 cards. Holy cow.
positive. 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 Wow, do we really have no one telling lies right now?
I think that's accurate. The only lies are the accusations of being toasters.
Which is everyone.
So it looks like even the Destiny deck is playing with us.
Even it took sympathy.
Wow.
What
Because
was
we
our
can't
number?
trust each other. Oh,
That
I don't
was-
think we even need to bother counting. It's
I
just
don't even need to
ridiculous.
count those. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say, even if they were all one pointers,
Yes,
Even
even if they're
one-pointers,
all
they
one
still
pointers, we got it.
All right. So no effect. Heavy raiders, since there's none out there, they don't come out, correct?
Right, nothing
No base
happens.
star. And so
But
it
we do
bumped the
move
jump
up
track.
the jump track.
That was actually not bad, except we all just dumped like 6 cards. Or 15 cards totaled we dumped.
I'm down to 2.
I got 3.
I'm down to 2.
I'm still sitting at 8, so I'm fine.
And if I use one, my alcoholism makes me throw the last one away.
Right.
Ugh.
Chris, Carnage, it's your turn.
Alright.
We need a new Destiny deck. Is that 2 from each deck?
Yes, it is 2 from each one.
Okay.
Alright. So, considering that I am still in the hanger deck, right?
Yes.
I am going to play a repair card.
Yay!
Okay.
Now, I still get another action because I am the chief.
Yep.
Who, if I remember correctly, is sleeping with a Cylon?
Who's not sleeping with the Cylon?
Number 6.
Number 6 is a Cylon.
There we go. And let's see. So that's all of our Vipers repaired.
Yeah, all 2 of them.
No, but there's still 2 more there.
Oh, did you play 2 repair cards?
No, I only played 1 repair card. But we had 4 in there? I thought there were only
we
2
had-
there.
No, there were only 2 there, so they should all be
Yeah.
repaired.
Oh, okay.
All
Okay,
repaired.
so
now.
they're all
Yeah, yeah,
repaired.
yeah. Alright. And then I can still move and do another action, right?
You sure can.
Hmm. We have nothing to attack.
I say draw some cards. I think if you get
Yeah.
research lab, you get blue cards.
That's what I was thinking of. I would only be able to keep one of them, though.
You only draw one, I think.
You only draw one.
It's one or the other.
Oh, okay, perfect. So yeah, that makes sense. I'll go there. And I will draw. It's either engineering or tactical. I'll do. I don't get a chance to draw the tactical very often.
Yeah, but you're the only one really who draws engineer.
That is true, so I'll do that.
I can draw them one at a time. That's about it.
All right,
True,
and
but I
so-
do want to point out we still have the armory out. So if a centurion gets on board, we don't have an attack against it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, I got your crisis card here, Chris.
Yep. 33.
Ugh. Okay, I'm going to use my once per game. Immediately after a crisis card is revealed, discard it and draw a new one.
Okay.
That's
I like
okay.
that.
That was helpful.
Maybe. Pass, no effect. Fail, the current player is placed in the brig location.
That works for me, Toaster.
What does the brig do? You may not move, draw. It's hard for me to read that. It's cut off.
Yeah, there's a couple of spaces that are cut off like that.
Let me pull it up from the rules.
It says you may not move, draw.
Draw. I think it's draw cards, but
Oh.
Sorry, I bypassed the room locations.
I don't really want to go to the brig.
I mean, I didn't think you did.
And there's no. The nice thing is there's no raiders to be activated, but at the same time, there's no jump location, no jump increase either.
Beats what we had.
Yeah. Big time.
You may not move, draw crisis cards, or add more than one card to skill checks. As an action, pass the skill check to move to any location.
Okay. I'm gonna try to go for that skill check, just because I don't like going to the brig. And I personally am a moderate amount of help.
I have 0 help to give.
Frank, Jason, how helpful can you be?
Very little.
Real bad.
I can help a little, so let's see what happens. Frank, do you have any cards to put in?
Yeah, I got one.
All right, throw one in there.
Flip it.
Flip it. All right, Jason. Is that all you got?
That's it. Yeah, that's it
Okay.
for me.
Ryan?
Got nothing.
Here's one.
Is that it?
No, I've got some help. Hold on. Okay. I was a good help. I was a good amount of help.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much.
And
Okay.
the two from the chance deck.
The Destiny deck. Okay. I do this every time. Helpful. 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 Helpful.
That puts us over.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, we're good.
Hopefully there's no not help.
Not helpful. Helpful
It's probably a Destiny deck.
Yeah.
and helpful. Yeah.
All right, that wins it. Nice.
No effect.
Activate
All
no-
that work just to keep you out of the brig.
Well, I appreciate it.
So I really do truly think that we might not have a Cylon, which means that Cylons are going to have a really hard second half of the game.
Well,
Oh
depends.
yeah.
We are
Right,
at 2
true.
population.
Yes, you said, how hard does it have to be with 2 population left?
So my
Frank,
turn.
draw your cards. Yeah.
While this is going on, I am going to step away for just one moment.
Well, let's see here. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. There's nothing to do. So crisis deck now.
Well,
Yep.
you still get to still get to do an action. So you can activate 2 Vipers, or you can play a card if you.
You know what? I would activate the Vipers just to keep Starbuck from piloting them.
Okay.
And I'm just going to lay this out because I want to make sure I'm understanding it correctly. This card means I pull a raptor out, correct?
You risk
You
a
risk it.
raptor to roll the
All right,
dice.
back.
If it's a 3
Oh, so
or
it doesn't
higher,
launch one out?
only
Nope.
if it's 2 or a 1 do you destroy the raptor.
So I can pull one out, roll the dice, and a raptor sits out as cannon fodder? Is that how that
Yes.
works?
Yes.
No. Well, no, it's essentially it sits where it is and you roll your die. If it's 1 or a 2, then that raptor is destroyed. Otherwise, it just sits there.
I like pulling it out. I think that's okay.
Because I figured I can have some cannon fodder, maybe.
roll your dice.
Okay, I'm horrible at that, but I can do it.
Gotta be
That
better
can't
than
be
me.
worse than Ryan.
Yeah, maybe.
That was a
That's
weird
'cause he was
dice roll.
shaking
but-
it
I
up and
hit the
down.
R button. I was told just
No.
pick it up and hit R rapidly.
Yeah, you can't hold it in your hand. You have to just hover over it.
Oh, I see it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It is a 3 or higher. Okay, so the raptor is fine. Now you get to look at the top card. Oh, I still have the raptor. You get to look at the top card from the Crisis or Destination deck. One or the other, and you either place it on the top or the bottom.
I want to place it on the bottom. How do I do that? What, flip it back over?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Or we could have just moved the entire deck out of the
Right.
way and set it down.
It's
and-
fine.
Yeah.
We saw that he made it nice on us. Okay. Well, but you still got to reveal a Crisis card now.
Hopefully it's...
Not as bad as the one.
Now that we've sucked all the cards out of our hands.
Yeah, it's a jump.
13.
Yeah, 13 yellow green. Pass. The president looks at one random loyalty card of the current player. Failed,
Always loyal to the app.
But we only have to get 9, and then
We
there's
only
no
have to
effect.
get 9. Yes, that is correct. All right. Jason, are you helpful with yellow and
I can throw just a little bit.
Ryan?
All I have is red. No help.
That's because you don't draw any cards because you keep hanging out in sick bay.
Yeah, I know.
I can be a little bit of help, but not a lot.
Minimum.
Well, we might be able to pull it off then.
Okay. Jason, add any cards that you have.
That's it.
Okay. Ryan, you said no.
Nothing.
Okay. Chris.
That's all I can do.
And Frank. And I'll grab the 2 Destiny cards.
I'm pretty confident that we got that.
Okay. Positive. Negative. Positive. 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 Oh, hold on. I am too close to my hand. Positive.
Negative.
Negative.
2 negatives?
So we're one
does
shy
anyone
of the
have
full
the-
pass, but we still get a pass.
No effect, right?
Does anyone have the green card that lets you decrease the skill check by 2?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, I had to too. Anyone else have one?
Nope.
Negative.
Well, we still passed. That's right.
We
I just wanted
passed.
to look at Frank's
I'll move that
loyalty
jump
card.
track.
Yeah, there's no heavy raiders, so that does nothing for us.
All right. Good?
Yep.
I'm gonna... 1, 2, 3.
Okay. I'm going to step away for a moment.
I'm going to play one of my cards, I think.
Did you draw your?
It's draw 2 skill cards of any type. It may come from my outside my set. So piloting, what are we always running shy of?
Piloting.
Pilot. Can I play a piloting card even though I'm most of those are the ones,
If it's
right?
a card in your hand, you can play it.
So let's put one of those as backup for our pilot friend. And then what's the other one? Take one of those. All right.
Okay. So you
And
confirmed
crisis
your
time.
action. It is crisis time.
Oh, did you grab
I
one?
grabbed. I
Okay,
grabbed
no
it.
problem. Flip away.
It says I keep pressing the space bar button, and that just really messes up my screen.
Skill check 6.
The
Purple,
Admiral may
red.
spend 1 fuel. If not, we lose 1 morale. And the current player is sent to sick bay.
Yeah, I've got a lot of help for this one.
All right. Like to hear that.
I
Yeah,
don't.
it's only 6, so we don't have to go too hard. But all right, start throwing some cards in there, folks.
Ryan, I think you're first, aren't you?
Yep. I'm going to throw 1.
I'm a lot of help. I'm gonna throw 1 card.
Yeah, that 1 is a lot.
Oh, I did. I pulled a Frank. I don't think he's here to defend himself.
He's
No, he's
not.
Okay, that's my 1 card.
Ryan, what about
I
Chris?
can, we'll do that.
And any last?
And that.
Yeah. Stop it.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the Destiny deck in there.
All right.
I've returned.
It's your turn to play. It is a 6 purple and red.
You missed the big Cylon reveal.
But we're not. We're sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, it's everybody but me. Gotcha. Flipping now.
All right. Chris, you want to lay them out? We only need 6.
All right.
We can't hit 6 on this one. That's pretty sad.
Positive. 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 Negative. Negative.
Negative. Oh, we've got a Cylon.
How
Or we just have somebody who's bitter. One or the other.
or played the wrong card.
5,
I
8.
told you everybody's a Cylon.
I just want to.
Wait a minute.
I want to talk about who has the blue cards right now.
I still have my blue cards.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I
but
can-
didn't somebody
We'll
use
play a card
this
here.
ability to pull from anywhere?
Oh yeah.
And I've gotten rid of all of those. Thank you.
Okay.
How
He's
do
going
we
to declare
know that?
emergency.
Okay, so we did pass because of the declared emergency.
Martial law was declared. Otherwise, there's one of you. One of you is to blame for that. Feel it.
They've been
Technically,
playing,
Ryan,
Cylon
how many
very
cards?
well.
I played 1 red card. It was that
Okay.
5.
Because Ryan also draws blue cards. But yeah, Chris, that looks pretty shady.
It's a conspiracy from Tiny Rhino.
It could be. He's always collecting everybody else's cards. That is
Yeah.
true.
I did that one time.
And you could still have had some of those left.
No.
No.
Yeah. No.
Just-
I
that was
just-
my
I don't-
turn.
I don't know what else to say. Whose
Ryan,
turn is it?
you.
And who
whose
can
turn?
go into the Admiral's quarters? Only the Admiral?
No, anyone except for me, actually. Because my weakness is I cannot use the Admiral's quarters.
Oh, really?
We are running way over.
Whose turn is
That's
it?
true. Whose turn was it?
That was mine. I passed
It's
it.
Ryan's turn.
Okay,
Ryan,
it's my
draw
turn.
your cards.
I get to draw cards this time. Holy cow.
You're not in the sick bay. Well, you've always been able to draw cards.
I would normally, at this point where we're getting so lost and stuff, I'd put out a player token, but I can't pull dragons out since I don't have those powers anymore.
All right, what have I had? All right. I am going to move over here and repair.
Okay. Good move. Go ahead and draw a crisis card, it sounds like.
President chooses -2 food or -1 food and a lot of discards.
I only have 1 card.
Yeah, it's not good.
And for the first time, Starbuck has more than 1 card.
Right.
We do have 5 food, but we are
That's
still
almost half of it.
ridiculously far away from even midway to our goal.
But the Cylon tells me the food can be replenished easily, which I haven't seen happen yet.
I didn't say easily. I said more easily than other resources.
Given that we have so much more food than people, I actually think we may have and some diabetes issues on the ship.
We can just ration appropriately.
Jeez.
Ryan, how do you feel about losing some cards?
I'm fine to lose cards.
Okay. We're
It
gonna
used
use
to
that
not
card
happen
list.
any.
Yeah, I am. So I'm losing 3, correct?
Yeah, I lose the 1 that I had. We
But your
still-
sacrifice gets us 1 step closer to a jump.
2,
We do
3.
lose 1 food. We do move up the jump track. There are no raiders on the board.
I will be right back. I have to let the dog out.
Okay. Well, I can play my turn. Fine.
All those
Uh,
creatures and their lack of opposable thumbs.
Teach them to use a towel on the door to open it.
Question from
Yes, it
Andrew
feels
in
like
chat. What ends this game?
Yeah, no. So there are a couple conditions for humans to win. You go over to this Cabal card. If you get to 8 destination points, the next time the fleet jumps, the humans win the game. That is the only way in which humans win. The humans lose.
We're
and
never winning.
Right. The humans lose and the Cylons win if a boarded Centurion gets to the end of the track, or if one of these resources drops to 0, or
I'm looking at
if
you, population.
Galactica is destroyed, and I believe it's several places. Let's see. It's a certain amount of locations are on Galactica at any one time. I think it's like 6 places.
So is it your turn, Chris?
It is, yes. Okay. So I just drew my cards. I'm gonna play this location again. So I'm going to draw a quorum card.
Pop quiz. Why is there no ports on the far side of the Galactica?
I'm gonna draw.
No idea.
Draw a second quorum card.
Because it is now a gift shop.
Hopefully you're not waiting on me.
No,
Nope.
we're not.
Okay.
And now it's crisis card time.
Oh,
There's +1 fuel. That's pretty good. So it's a
I-
12 purple and red. Pass.
I can be of a
+1
good bit of
fuel.
help.
Fail, minus a fuel and destroy. Or I can roll a dice and if a 4 or lower, lose a fuel. I'm going to choose to attempt it. Okay. Chris, how helpful are you on this roll?
0.
Okay. Frank, how helpful?
I have no cards.
So not helpful. Jason, how helpful?
Not helpful at all.
Oh gosh. Well, maybe we don't want to. Ryan.
If I empty out, I can be of quite a bit of help.
Okay.
But I only have 2 cards.
I'm going to need you to do that because I think we need to attempt that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Chris, if you're going to play any cards, now's the time to do it.
No. If I do play, I mean, I have 2 that I can, but I feel that they should be saved for tragedy.
Okay. Something to mention as well. My ability is 1-point cards. They also count positive.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They are the same.
Okay.
Well,
okay,
actually,
so do
I can do this then. Hang on. One point, any color.
Yes, any color. Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Frank had none. Jason, you said
I
none?
can do 1.
Okay, go ahead and throw 1 out there. Ryan?
Emptying out my deck for my hand. That's it.
Okay. Then I'm going to play a couple here. Oh, did I just do what I think I did? Hold on. What did I just put in there?
This is quite literally going to be a 3-hour tour.
Let's see.
If we get too far up there, then we can call it a night. But I've still got some gas in the tank.
I got
Oh, I'm
Definitely
fine.
got
I
gas.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got.
That's against.
No,
it's
that's
not.
a positive because it's
Oh,
a
it's
1.
it's a 1. Okay.
That
Positive.
is positive. That is positive.
We're good. We haven't even seen my cards yet.
That is positive. That is positive. That is positive. That is positive. Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
So who didn't throw in there?
Myself.
And Jason.
No, I threw in one.
Oh, that's right.
I think I'm the only one that
I got
didn't because I
one.
have 0
So we
cards.
got one fuel. Fuel is
We
a hard
also
resource to
move up
come
the
by.
jump track 1.
We could jump and lose one population, possibly, or
I highly suggest not doing that with no.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. There's no reason to. Until the
Okay.
next turn.
Chris, it is your turn.
Oh Jesus!
It's like he knows something.
Toaster from the start.
I think
No
Start calling them
trust.
popping fresh.
No trust.
Chris, go ahead and draw your cards.
the level of morale for our fleet seems unnaturally high. Is somebody putting something in?
No.
Naturally high.
We've lost. I know we have 75% mortality rate, and yet our morale's as high as it can be.
We've opened up the officer bathroom for the crew.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it is? Officer Lounge is now available on decks 1-7.
Okay, Chris, what are you doing?
I don't know.
I mean, drawing cards is always helpful.
Okay, that would put me at my limit. So
I mean, you still have the
Yeah.
potential to play cards this turn too. So
yeah, I don't really have anything. Are we down on anything? I've done a good job of repairing things. So
No, we're all repaired.
I'm gonna just go ahead and draw another engineering.
I think he would like a presidential accommodation there, Adama.
I think I'm just.
Yeah.
I think I'm done. Let's go ahead and
Crisis
see
that
the
up.
bad news. Oh my God!
Oh.
okay,
Well, first off, yeah,
there
we
are
activate.
no raiders on the board.
Yep. There's nothing there. So now we put 1 base star, 2 heavies in with the base star.
4 raiders.
I got the civilian ships. We need 2
But
raptors.
there's civilian
There's
ships,
Vipers.
man. That's the problem.
Yeah, they are a big problem.
The
Yeah,
last
especially
piece
since
need
is
this one doesn't allow
somebody-
us to jump.
keep this card in play until the fleet jumps. Players may not activate the communications location.
Which is where I'm
Yeah.
at. Which means we can't move the civilian ships, which means they're sitting duck.
But we only have to get 1 jump, so
Which hopefully does not activate the next thing. So we're just go ahead and move this off to the side just a little bit. Move it off to this side so it's level.
okay. Frank,
All right.
it is your turn.
Okay.
We need some Vipers to be activated over here. Because if that's a 2-pop, we're dead.
Yep.
Oh, this is bad.
This is bad.
This is so bad.
All right. Now I get to activate 2
Vipers.
Vipers. I'll do that. And they have to go right here, right?
Well, they can go, well,
You wanna
so
set one of
activate
them
does
over
not
here.
mean you just have to launch them. You can move one that's already in space out to this location, which is what I would suggest.
To protect
Most
that.
definitely.
Okay,
And
crisis card time.
well, before that, I'm going to put it back. I'm going to do a Raptor card.
I don't think you can because you've
That's an
already played
action.
your action.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, because I did the action of the room I was in. All right.
Yeah.
Let's bring the pain.
Oh,
Oh,
It is a jump, but it is heavy raiders, which actually isn't too bad for.
it's fine. Yeah.
They're not gonna move. Okay,
So 10.
10 yellow green, pass no effect, 6+ -1 morale, and a fail is a -1 morale, and the current the sick bay. I mean,
Well,
that
that ain't my first rodeo.
I was going to say, if this gets us a jump, just call me in sick for today.
Okay, Jason, can you add any cards?
I can add one.
Okay, Ryan, you have none.
I have
can
none.
add-
Yeah.
I can add some. It's not a lot, but I can add some. Chris?
It is. I can be a pretty good amount of help.
Okay. And Frank, how helpful are you here?
Pretty strong.
Okay. Jason, put in your card if you want to. It sounds like we've got a lot of points, so you may not have to.
Well, then I'll hold off on putting it out there because I
Okay.
don't have many cards.
Ryan doesn't have any.
Nope.
I think I'm gonna play this one. Chris, go ahead and play yours.
That's it.
Frank, play yours. Ryan, did you get the second
Not yet. No.
yellow card?
That's it.
Okay, let's shuffle this up. Did we put? Oh nope, Destiny deck's right here.
I was about to say Destiny needs to be put in.
Okay. Helpful. 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 Not helpful.
Possibly Destiny deck.
But
I have a feeling after this jump, we're about to see the game change.
there's 12 there, so that is a pass.
Go.
So no effect. The heavy raiders move technically, but we get a jump, which means all this stuff goes away.
And do
And
our
they
stuff goes
celebrated.
back into our.
Our stuff also goes back, yes. Yeah, so I'm as the Admiral. Admiral.
Matteral?
Yeah, I'm the Admiral. I'm gonna draw 2 of these destination cards. Oh, I threw one somewhere. Oh, here it is. I fell off my. How are we on food?
Better than we are on people.
Yeah.
More food than people. That's good.
Food is not an issue.
We're at 4. We're at 4.
Soylent Green!
This is the one I'm gonna play.
There's only 2 hours before we got to the first Soylent Green reference.
So lose 1 fuel. The Admiral, which I'm going to do, may risk a raptor to roll a die. If 3 or higher, you gain a food. Does anyone have a dice roll card?
Let me double check.
I think I do. Yes.
Okay. If you feel comfortable playing it, it would be an automatic pass. Perfect.
There you go.
Do not.
So we gain a food. We still lose the 1 fuel though, which is fine because we have 8. And the raptor is fine. Okay, so that's 4.
Yep.
So
This
now
is where
we
it
get
gets interesting.
a second reveal of cards. So
How exciting.
I'm gonna deal everyone a card. Now, we
Okay.
for sure have 2 Cylons in game now.
Or one person with 2 Cylon cards, but I
Yeah,
doubt that's
Jason
the case the
and
way this has been
Chris.
so far.
That is true. It could be one person with 2 Cylons. Now, their winning victory condition is either, again, damaging Galactica so many places, forcing us to drop below or drop to 0 on any of these 4 resources, or getting a heavy raider to board and get to the end of the heavy raider track. Now, for the Cylon players in play, you can use your action on your turn to reveal yourself. So, again, know that is something that if you're interested in doing, we can walk through.
Huh.
And what good does that do?
Says
just
the
heard
toaster.
I'll pull up the rules really quick in that area. I want to make sure I get that correct. Revealed Cylon players. On a revealed Cylon player's turn, he does not receive skill cards based on his skill set. He simply just draws 2 cards of any type, moves to a different Cylon location, and then may use the action on it. Let's see. I'm trying to see if... Okay, once you reveal, as an action, that player discards their hand down to 3 skill cards. They lose any titles that they have. They resurrect on the ship. They receive a Super Crisis card. Again, this is if they are revealed and not force revealed. And this remains in their hand until they play it by activating the Caprica Cylon location. And then they end their turn, and the current player token is passed along. So the benefit is that you get the Super Crisis card.
And you get to play a different type of game.
Right. You
Yeah.
get to play something completely different. Okay. Whose
All
turn
right,
was?
go ahead, Jason. Reveal yourself.
I
Well-
thought it was your turn, was it not?
Chris, was that your card last time?
No, I went because
Okay.
I had helped us
Oh.
to jump. That's why it says Jason's turn to
So
reveal.
Jason, go ahead and draw your cards.
I was gonna say he keeps saying this reveal thing. I'm not sure what he's talking. You have to be a Cylon to reveal yourself as a Cylon, or
Let me put
accuse
a
other
background
people.
next to your head.
I think you're just accusing others of your Cylon nature. That's all.
Same thing with you there, sir. Mr. Destroyer of 4 Vipers. Just saying.
I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. Let's go straight to the crisis card, shall we?
Oh, he
We don't-
seems awfully eager for that.
To get
Really?
to
I
the
don't.
crisis, let's get this damage underway. That's morale.
He seems disappointed it wasn't population.
It's just morale. -1 morale, and the current player looks at 1 random loyalty could belong to the president or the admiral. Well, huh.
I wonder who that is.
Wonder who that could be.
The crazy thing is, though, you'll end up possibly seeing the old card.
Mhm.
Well, I think having each player discard 2 skill cards. Am I the only one with skill cards left?
Yeah, that's not good. I have 2.
I think
I
we
got
are
2.
hosed, man. We are hosed if everybody
So
gets rid
we
of skill
have
cards.
a lot of morale. The potential suggestion is to
Walk the
attempt
check.
the skill check and just intentionally fail it. We will lose 1 morale, and so okay, cool. You look at one of my loyalty
All
cards.
right. So let's go for that.
Okay, so we do draw 2 cards into the
Oh, and
Destiny.
I get to draw an
Watch
extra
we
card
pass
after
it.
it's done. So
Could potentially pass it, yeah.
Ryan doesn't want to put anything in. I don't want to put
Nope.
anything in.
Now,
Chris, you're not putting anything in, right?
Nope.
I'm gonna put one in just because
Hold
I'm the
on.
player.
Frank, are you putting something in?
All else I could do was hurt it with that
Okay.
play.
And then, okay, the man's putting a card in.
Got my
Shuffle.
one card.
This is
Token
gonna-
card.
This is gonna pass just because. Oh no.
Nope.
Okay.
It's done.
Okay. It fails.
Just want to say, still heck, 5 points. That's pretty good.
Okay.
All right, Admiral, show me one of your loyalty cards.
It's I believe you get to
Get to
it's
pick which
random,
one.
I
I get to pick.
Yeah.
Well, I want this
Did
one.
someone discard our morale already? No, I'll take care of it.
Which one do you want?
This one. You want me to drag it over to my?
Yeah, go ahead. I flipped them. Go ahead and drag it to your hand. And then
Drag-
flip it and give it back.
Okay. So, what's this mean when there's a big toast? Is that self-explanatory at that point, or what?
You
You're
cut out.
breaking
What
up.
did
Did
you
you
say?
call him a toaster?
I said he's handed me a picture of a toaster. I just couldn't figure out.
Are you trying to accuse me of being a Cylon?
If
No,
the
I think
plug
you-
fits.
That's what Cylons do.
Yeah. Okay, so we now know that Jason, and I immediately want to break him.
Uh-huh. I'm kind of with you on that.
Okay. Well, that's his turn. Ryan, go ahead and
Draw
your
my cards. Okay. 2 purple, 2 red. Draw one of these.
If you guys could see my hand right now, you'd be like, "Oh man."
Oh man, he's a toaster.
No, I was gonna say,
Alright.
"Oh man, let's break some stuff."
What do you say, Chris? Should we brig him?
yeah, you have to go to the Admiral's quarters, right?
Yeah, let's brig him.
Okay. So it's a skill check of 7,
7.
purple and green. I believe it's still the Destiny deck still joins.
And is it a personal skill check or everyone?
It's everyone gets to participate still. So
The traitors. Everyone.
I'm gonna go ahead and put in.
If they get put in jail, do they get revealed if they are?
No, they do not.
They get to choose still.
They can reveal, but if you reveal in the brig, you do not get the benefits of. Let me double check that rule, but I'm pretty sure you do not get the benefits of revealing.
So he's got
Who's in the brig?
no one right now.
Oh,
No
okay.
one. We have to
Possibly
force them into
They're
it.
trying to throw me to the brig for no good reason.
Oh,
For
so what do I have to
accusing
do
our
to help?
admiral and supreme ruler of being a toaster.
It's not my fault. El Presidente is clearly a toaster.
You hurt yourself by immediately doing the accusing and like, oh, I looked at this card and like now he's a fucking. Excuse me, he's a toaster.
So this is Table Crashers After Dark. The language comes
It's-
out.
It's
It
11,
is after dark. It's
it's
midnight.
11 my time, so it is. It's
We have
just a little
switched
later than
off the PG-13 rating.
Well,
So
I mean,
see
they're-
people
they want
throwing
the-
cards into the skill check,
Yeah, they're trying to put me in the brig.
so I can add to it then.
Yeah.
Yes, you can add to it.
I'm
Purple
all
and
over this.
green.
Purple and green.
Well, we know what he's voting.
How many do you want to stack on there, Frank?
I gave everything I had.
Throwing your brother under the bus.
Well, some toasters
Yeah.
get old, and you got to get rid of them.
I just want to say that's a convenient excuse for somebody on the next crisis card not having any cards.
So he's not one of those fast toasters. He's a toaster oven, right?
I'm a toaster oven. I'm an old-fashioned brick oven.
All right, is that everybody?
I believe so, but I'm not 100%.
That's
I
my
think I
brother
think I
from
his
another
brother then.
motherboard. Number 3.
That's 3.
3. Mirror.
All right. I think that's everybody. Let's go ahead and.
That's
review here.
everybody.
That's good. 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 Good.
Right.
Well,
It's a record number. Let's see how far they can get.
no.
He's passed his skill check.
Yep.
Man, even fate wasn't kind to me.
No, you passed the skill check.
I know. We threw him in the brig.
Oh,
You passed the skill check.
Oh, I put the wrong color cards.
While in the brig,
Oops.
Cylon players
He's
cannot.
in the brig.
Okay, so while in
I
the
was trying
brig,
to help.
while in the brig, Cylon players cannot use the special ability on their loyalty card. So if you reveal yourself, you are a Cylon card, there's a special text. You cannot use that.
So you might want to wait to reveal yourself, Jason.
You can.
what?
So you would still get to draw a super crisis, I believe.
I'm going all Charlie Manson in jail.
So
Yeah,
okay.
both are but he's kind of a wuss. He's tattooed.
Did we draw a crisis card?
Not yet.
Jason, I apologize. I helped Aid put you in the brig when I was trying to help Aid keep you out of it for just.
When I return to power, I'll remember this. Hey, look, damage to Vipers.
In space areas, we have none in space areas.
You know what? I am
Oh.
confident that Starbuck can crash him inside the hangar.
And all characters and weapons control are sent to the sick bay.
Which there's none.
Folks, I'm going to say we auto fail this one as well too.
I'm good with
Yeah.
that. Save the cards.
So
I'd
I'm not
say
putting
just-
anything in. Chris, are you going to put anything in?
No.
Frank,
Yeah, sure. I have nothing.
Jason, are you putting anything in?
Nope.
And then I assume you're not putting anything, right, Ryan?
Negmec Warrior.
Okay, those are the two Destiny deck cards. It was a positive too. That's pretty exciting. Okay, and then nothing bad happens because there's no base stars on board. Okay, it's my turn.
So that doesn't just put a base star into play. Okay.
It's launching from base stars.
And we haven't made any movements yet.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
What do you mean we haven't made any movements yet?
Towards
We've been in
FTL.
this area for a while now, and nothing bad has happened.
So you think?
That's because the toaster's in the brig.
I was just
One of the toasters.
Yeah, there's multiple toasters.
Unless he has both cards.
That is true.
We're losing them, guys. We're losing
Okay.
them.
I am going to draw a quorum card. Gosh, I have like 7 of the same card apparently.
I know the feeling.
I'm going to draw another. Ooh, nice. Okay, cool. That is my turn. I need to draw a crisis card. Six, yellow, green. Pass. The current player draws a politics skill card. Fail, -1 population. Or the current player discards a skill card and after the blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm not going to do that. That's why.
you're gonna discard skill card.
What? I don't have to draw. No, I'm choosing not to do that. Yeah, I would just reveal a new crisis card. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I didn't read the second half.
If you're gonna
Which
try
might
for the
jump us.
skill check, I have 0 aid to give.
My one red eye bounced the wrong way there. I'm sorry.
Frank, you have no cards. Jason, Cylon. So
I
he
used
doesn't
it all
have-
to put the Cylon in a brig.
Ryan, are you helpful here?
I have no help at all for that.
Huh.
You didn't ask me.
I said you're not helpful.
You don't know that.
I do know. See, you can't even.
Well, he can play a single card from the brig, right? And you can't use more than one skill check card.
Yeah, so he can put one skill card into the check because he's in the brig. Okay, I'm gonna still attempt it.
Sing it, Jason. Nobody
And
knows.
don't
Later,
forget,
Andrew.
The trouble I see.
Chris, ones are positives. If you have
Nobody knows but Cylon to
Oh,
me.
that's right. Ones are positives, huh? So I can give Tidge.
okay, and then Frank doesn't have any cards. Jason, you can
I
put
got the
one
Destiny
in.
deck.
Oh, you got the Destiny deck. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Jason added a card. I saw him.
That's an awful lot of cards for 6.
Yeah, I would think 6 should hit it, except
Stakes
for the
are high.
Cylon who's not in the. Just saying.
Positive.
Negative.
Ooh, negative.
3. Oh, they cancel out.
Negative.
Negative.
Oh wait,
Oh,
it's a
positive.
1. It's a positive. Yeah.
So those just cancel out. Just
Yeah.
move.
Positive. Positive.
We're good.
No, this is a minus.
Oh no, that's a negative. Oh, we lose a pop.
Bum, bum, bum.
Does
See,
anyone...
you guys let that
Wait.
Cylon throw in
Yeah,
there.
2. We're down by 1.
You're down 2-1.
Yeah, down 2-1.
Yeah.
Does someone have the green declare emergency card that they play out?
I used it last time.
Okay.
We just lost half of our population.
Again.
All right, whose turn is it?
Okay. Cornell.
Ah, that's more of a titter from
All
Balthazar.
right.
Well, that.
Oh, okay.
Whose turn was that? Tiny Rhino?
Yeah, that was me.
All right, that was Chris. All right, so it's other Chris.
Yep. We always end up sitting next to each other, even though we're across the table from each other. So. I am going to draw a engineering card. I am going to stay where I'm at. And let's see what kind of crisis we have going. Skill check. Player looks at one random oil shard belonging to any player. Okay. Or roll die, 4 lower, 1 morale, 1 pop. Oh, if I do that, we could lose the game.
Yeah.
That's
If
true.
you're a Cylon, you could win the game this way.
Or you could just lose 2 morale too. I haven't looked at morale in a while.
We've got
I
plenty.
can be
7.
a mild amount of help.
I'm very little help here.
I have no help to give.
Do you just want to fail it? Like attempt the check and just fail it?
That might be decent. We have 7 morale. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm going to go ahead and
Frank has
attempt the check.
Frank has no cards.
I have no
Jason,
cards
would you
to
like
put
to
in.
put any in?
No, thank you. I will sit this out.
So says the toaster.
So now that Jason's not playing any cards, do we actually check?
Do what?
I said, now that we know Jason's not playing any cards, do we want to check?
No, because I don't
Okay.
think we're going to pass it. We
I
can't-
mean, it's he has chosen not to play any, so he is done. Now it's Ryan's turn to place cards. So
I've got nothing.
okay, and then I'm not gonna play anything. And Chris, you said no.
that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we would have failed that.
Oh my gosh, I just took that purple card.
All right, but let's advance the jump prep token.
Right, and there's nothing out there. Okay.
Oh,
Frank?
and we lose 2 morale.
Yes, we do. Frank, it's your turn. Go ahead and draw your card.
Okay. Now, take an action or move. Isn't that how it goes?
No, you can move and take an action.
Okay. Well,
If you reveal,
Come on, Cylon.
you cannot. You don't get to move afterward.
okay. Well, it's a good thing I'm going to reveal I'm the Cylon.
What a
Oh,
freaking surprise!
It's the brothers, isn't it?
I'll
That's
bet
my
you it is.
brother
It
from
isn't.
another motherboard.
All right, there's your 4.
Thank you. Quota made.
This is a fanfare. Woo.
Okay, so go ahead and reveal your loyalty that says you are a Cylon.
Oh,
Okay, just lay it out on
the
the
game
card.
master's hand is 3D.
Oh
wait, everyone's is, never
Where
mind.
did you lay it? Okay, perfect.
In the area I was told to lay cards.
Wow.
I
Reveal
think
this-
additional
Jeez.
carnage
Wait,
will
what?
be my player of choice for that card's action.
Instead of the Admiral?
The Admiral only has
Oh,
2 skill
sorry.
cards.
I'm moving that away from our producer continuously.
Wait, what are you doing to me?
So if you are not in the brig, you may choose a character on Galactic, which he chose you, Carnage.
Okay.
That character must discard 5 skill cards and move to sickbay.
Yep, this is where the Cylons start to win.
Is this where Starbuck finally reveals?
Starbuck? Nope.
I love that he's holding on to this like he's not.
Okay, and now I go to.
You have to commit to a role, Chris.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay. So you revealed and you were going to the resurrection ship, Frank.
Okay.
You get to draw one of these super crisis
we've
cards
killed
over
you.
here.
I love it.
And then you essentially that's your action was to draw to reveal. And so I believe that you do not play you do not play a crisis card at the end of your turn. I'd have to look.
So
You
what
should
do I
still
do
get a
with
super
this
crisis
super
card,
crisis card?
You get to draw your super crisis card. You have to go to the Capra location to play it. So on your next turn, you can use that action there to play it.
Gotcha.
There are no so revealed Cylon player's turn. You would get to draw 2 cards. You get to move to another Cylon location, and the Cylon player may perform an action listed on the current spot. So the play a crisis card is the Caprica location. You either play a super crisis or you draw 2 crisis cards and you pick one to play. So
Oh, once you reach Caprica.
yeah, so you don't at the end of your turn, this turn, you do not reveal a crisis card. So it is now your turn ends. It is now Jason's turn. Jason, you get to draw 1 card. No, wait.
No, wait.
You're still in the brig.
How's it get out?
Well, he can reveal himself.
Go ahead, Jason.
Why would I?
You
It's
still
a
get to
7 skill check in order for him to get out.
I think you still get to draw cards at the beginning of your turn.
What is it? Is it limited like it is in sickbay, or is it just?
I don't believe so. It says you may not move, draw crisis cards, or add more than 1 card to a skill check.
All right, so I'll draw my cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then, dun, dun, dun.
Hey, does anybody know right offhand if it will, if the one shot is two shot is going to be the first and second weekend in March? Is that correct? Saturday.
Yeah, it's the 3rd and the 10th, right?
3rd and the 10th.
Yes.
So for those watching, which I don't know how many there are, but if someone watches later, we
5.
are at the Discord. One of the things we do is we have a chat for One Shot RPG, and we have a couple potentially lined up in the future. So if you're interested, again, join our Discord. The link in our Twitch is provided to sign up, and you can play some tabletop RPGs or tabletop board games with us.
So I rolled the dice for a skill check. I think I'm still sitting in the brig. Is that correct?
So
Basically, this is everybody gets involved, just like any other skill check.
yeah,
See
so your
if you stay.
your action is to attempt the skill check.
Oh, so I'm laying cards down and everybody's laying.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty much. I'm just staying in the brig. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, because I'm not going to go against your brother.
Yeah, I don't trust him. All right, then I'll throw this card out on the table.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
it does
Yep.
not apply though because he was in.
I was in the brig.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he killed himself.
So I go up here to Resurrection High.
And I believe you still draw a Super Crisis card. It doesn't say you don't.
Oh, I just grabbed all of the Crisis cards. I liked him so much. Okay.
Okay.
I told you guys he was my brother from a motherboard.
That's your turn. Ryan, go ahead and draw your cards. Now we know who the Cylons are. Except for we only have one population left.
I was going to say, what exactly is good about it at this point?
I'm not going to lie. I am willing to call this because I pretty feel like this is a losing battle.
Yeah, I think so too. It's getting close to 12:30. Anybody else have objections?
No,
I think-
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this might
Can
be
I
the-
launch my nuke at the Galactica?
I think that's what just happened. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, everybody, thanks for playing the game. For what we actually got through. Everybody at home, thanks for watching and staying with us as long as we have played. For Matt back at the mothership, for Chris, and for all the guys playing with us tonight. Everybody have a great evening or morning
Thank
at this point.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.